Alright, and we are live with some Super Draft auction. Today we have quite a few sets coming up, but we're starting off with Zark versus Duhak Natria. Now, Zark has some of the new civs, has the Mupache, also has the reworked Incas, which will surely be used for this set, knowing Zark. Let's head over to the map draft actually. First game is played on glacis. Then for Zark we have Northern Crossings, where we have some potential to see the new reworked water. And then for Duhak Natria we have Crater, where there will be unfortunately no water. And Tom Aquinas, welcome to the Battle of the Titans. Yes, I'm really curious to see how these players match up to each other. But with that being said, their game has started. We are in game 1 on glacis, and we can actually catch up to lifetime. There we go. As we have Zark, who notoriously always plays in the pink. And in the green we have Duhak, who is playing as the Teutons this game. Which I think is an interesting choice. I would have not expected Teutons from him. And Zark immediately sends out all his villagers, constructs the settlement. Surely Zark knows how this works with the new settlement, as Duhak comes and take a look to see what he can find. Now what we do see a lot of the time is a dock instead of the settlement, or a mill. But I guess for the Incas with the settlement it makes sense. So we hover over here. Like, houses and settlements provide population space, so this counts as a house. As we can see, Zark is already at a pop limit of 35, which is wild. While Duhak is at 25 with some houses around his TC. And one at the lumber camp. But his eco should get slightly better over time as he is producing some fishing ships. We also have the new Champy Scout from the Incas. Will Zark lose it to the TC? Runs away, but still loses it to the TC. And there is no dead sprite. That might be just a capture H thing. But Zark is producing more Champy Scouts. 6 on wood is now also going to gold. I would have loved if this was the first one that he made. Since it's essentially the same as a mule cart, where you can drop off multiple resources, as we can see here as well, where there was some wood chopping. You might also see some red foxes being gathered from Zark, who is honestly quite far from clicking up to the next age. That of course has to do with the Champy Scouts. As we see a 1v1 Champy Scout versus a villager. Would not mind seeing the second one, but the second one is still on the way. And Duhak almost has the rest to click up. Force drop and click up. There we go. And Zark, I think, will be a bit later, as he is continuing to make the Champy Scouts. Duhak ignores the Champy Scouts for now and just says, I'll make even more fishing ships. Oh, no, never mind, he cancelled. And Zark will lose another one to the TC. And this one does have a dead sprite, as it slowly fades into the ground. And another settlement over here for Zark. Could be used to gather the wild chickens, shorefish, and the wood as well. Zark is playing this as an all-in feudal, or all-in Dark Age, I should say. Like, he is at 27 villagers. And there's... I think he needs a second barracks if he wants to do this, especially with Duhak being so close to being up. They are... Well, they do have the things on top, at least. But it does look like they are in nothing but their underwear. Lotl, are you looking in the mirror again? Yes. We do see militia. We also see an archery range here. And Zark. It's no clue that the archery range is coming up. And I think Zark really, really needs to think about starting to click up now. Could potentially also force drop. Let's see. Yeah, this should be enough. As we see men-at-arms now coming in as well. Men-at-arms currently just defending. And Zark has overtaken the eco lead, but that will vanish with the feudal age click up. Galley out now for Duhak. Tower on the stone. Could be thinking about tower rushing later on, or being annoying with towers at least. Zark currently still only one barracks. Only one barracks. Like I said, I would love to see some more barracks from Zark. More houses coming up for Duhak. Ooh, you see a sneaky dock here from Zark. But Duhak has spotted it, at least could see it, has not reacted to it just yet. And archers are out, no fletching yet. As the second tower now comes up, and I think Zark can easily take this fight, even with the tower being there. Instead, chooses to split up. Loses one champ, loses two champies. Villagers live. And we see champy runners now coming in. So more champies from Zark are almost guaranteed. This eco is looking quite solid. There are two galleys here. And with the reworked water, I wonder if we will see a fire, a Hulk, or some other shenanigans. It will be just a galley for Zark. Don't think that is the correct option here. There's already some galleys out from Duhak, who clearly has the army advantage. But this could be fought back with the champies and the villagers here. These villagers need to be put back to work. But I really like the positioning here from Duhak, who went for a very forward market, is now going for the blacksmith. The archers are taking some damage from the dock. The garrison docks now shoot arrows, apparently. There is a minimum range. We see more champies running around. According to Tom Aquinas, it's in their underwear, although with the upgraded version, I don't think they're in their underwear anymore, but I don't know if Tom Aquinas agrees. So we see fletching coming in, wheelbarrow came in as well, but Zark's res is looking like he's ready to click up, and I think Zark is missing the building. He is missing the second building. So no clickies uppies for Zark just yet, as Duhak now also produced a forward dock. And still just two galleys in here for Zark, who chooses to pop out. Hulks are there, so it's forced to micro in the meantime. Just attacking the markets. No fletching from Zark. So I think the galleys here will go down. Forward dock, the dream of disturbing all this fishing eco will go down. And there is a Hulk coming out here for Duhak. And Zark is now dropping his second barracks as he clicks up to the castle age. Could drop the market. No blacksmith. As we are fighting the Hulk, and I don't think that is a correct decision here. Zark is forced to retreat off of the water for now. No more forward Hulks, just this one. But Duhak has been relentless with the early aggression, which I honestly would have expected from Zark with the amount of champions that he has made. So we also see a tower coming forward for Duhak. Getting the blacksmith now. But Zark is forced to retreat. No, he's not forced to retreat. He chooses to fight. No, yes. Zark does not know what they want to do. And because of that indecision, I think they lost the fight. But more champion runners on the way. 2 barracks production now. Zark is forced off of the forward goals. But I think with the castle timing, deletes the blacksmith. With the castle timing, I think Zark could still be okay. This wood line could be exposed. We made another galley and another Hulk on the way for Duhak in the forward pond. Zark also made a skirm to deal with the archers. But I do think with the champions now being in castle age. Ooh, we see medium warships coming in for Zark before the champion warrior upgrade. As Duhak loses just 1 unit. Oh no, he loses 2 units to TC. But Juten Tower Rush, denying some of Zark's gold. And Siege Workshop coming up as well. So medium warships. And Duhak is up to the castle age. Is very undisturbed at home. But Rest Collected looks quite similar. As we see fletching coming in for Zark. And I think the Hulk will still... with the champion there, or with the champion, with the men-at-arms there as well. I think... yes, war galleys go down, everything goes down. More war galleys from Zark. Armor comes in. Slingers are out. And I think Zark is really playing in his element currently. Showing off all the new Inca capabilities. But with the forward stable here, I do think Zark might need a TC here to protect some eco. This eco is also very exposed. Mangonel coming out. Another dock coming up, so these villagers will be a bit more efficient. Bloodlines comes in. And I think a few knights from Duhak might really make Zark struggle. Men-at-arms go down to the TC once again. But so far, KD 23 to 24. A really, really close game. And I really like the early aggression from both players. And no knights just yet. As the Hulk goes down, medium warships comes in the forward dock. Champions here, army here, taking out the forward market. And the Mangonel is shooting down the tower. But I think, like I said earlier, one knight and Zark will really struggle with it. He's repairing his mango. As Duhak repairs his tower and the knight almost went to the gold. Instead goes to the Mangonel instead. And Mangonel will die. And the knight will live. Now there's also a monastery. With the Teutons, of course, they have some conversion resistance. So I am not sure if a monastery here is really that helpful. As we now also see long swordsmen and squires coming in. Currently only 2 champies. Now there are champy warriors. Could potentially deal with the fire ship as well. But Zark's eco here, very disturbed. Does have the wood and stone for another TC on that woodline gold combination right here. As the knights dive again for another mango and it goes down. Duhak does lose a knight. Does not lose the second knight. And looking at Duhak's army composition, it is a bit of everything. An archer, a scout, some skirms, a knight, a monk, and then the warhawk, the war galley, and a fire ship. Also getting in chain barding armor now. Chainmail armor, I should say. And uses the monk to heal up some of that lost HP from earlier. And now we will see what the champies can do against these knights and scouts. Looks like it's not too great. And I think Zark might need to make some pointy boys to deal with all the knights instead of going for slingers and champies. Zark will get horse color. No horse color yet for Duhak, although his farms are obviously a bit cheaper with being Teutons. Still very undisturbed at home. Is long distancing some wood over here, so might not have looked at home in quite a while, but with all the aggression going on here, very understandable. Is really putting on the pressure on Zark, but Zark has done a great job with just defending, trying to keep that TC running, pumping out army. But I think with a few more upgrades on the knights and maybe a few more knights, Zark might really be in trouble. Zark now made a watchtower on his gold wood. Did make the TC a bit further back on the stone. So might be thinking about a castle. But more than half of Zark's eco is currently idle, trying to deal with the knights who are diving. As the slingers go down, the villagers go down. And the knights with a combined 69 HP. Very nice. Will sit under the tower. As we see more towers coming forward for Duhak. Who does have Bodkin, so will outrange Zark. Could also garrison more inside of the tower. So a tower war against the Teutons is almost guaranteed to be a loss. The fire here takes out one of the dogs. The skirmisher is doing DE things. Thanks, DE. The other skirmisher will actually slowly go down to the garrison fishing ships. But Zark with 3 army versus Duhak's 13 army. Well, Zark's rest is still... Oh no, this is Duhak's. Duhak's rest is looking quite good. Zark's rest looks like it's at the limit actually. But very heavy on stone, and I think if he drops like a castle right here... Ooh, monk conversion? Nope, no monk conversion. Like I said, against the Teutons might be a bit difficult to get those conversions. And forward castle right here will clear out the tower, the stable, the monastery, and the barracks eventually. As the knights choose to dive, Zark is forced back into his TC. And I think with that +2 armor from Duhak, these knights can hang around under this TC quite a while, especially since Zark... Oh no, Zark did get Bodkin now. Conversion does not come in. And there's a mango now, and I think this might be it for Zark if he does not get this castle up. And More villagers go down. Castle goes up. TC still has villagers garrisoned. And it's looking quite good for Duhak, who still is completely undisturbed at home. Has dropped the second TC. Is still long distancing the other wood line. Castle does go up for Zark, so that gives him some breathing room. But these knights choose to just run into the back of the eco. Might be some exposed villagers to find, but Kamayuks are now out. Not looking too good here. Fire will go down to the... Or will it? Yes, it will go down eventually. There we go. Still a skirm out here that is stuck dancing. And Duhak clicks up to Imp. And with that, Zark is rushing down the tower with villagers. So we'll get some breathing room, but is still not in a great position. They are forced to kind of sort out their eco first before making another attempt to push. And yeah, we can see the rest collected difference now as well. Almost 5k difference here for Duhak. Zark does bring out battering ram, so wants to clean up these buildings as soon as possible. Does not want to just wait for the castle fire. We see another settlement. Duhak is going for some scorpions as well. These might deal with the infantry that Zark is producing quite nicely, but no castle yet from Duhak, so could potentially only go for some knight upgrades instead of making something like a trap. As Zark protects the ramp. Knights go down. And the Kamayuks clear up the Soul Scorpion. Mangonel wants to come out. I think this Mangonel will come out, but well, with all the longswords here, the ram might actually go down. And with one or two nice shots from the Mango here on these Kamayuks, will we see a nice shot? Misses the first. Zark maneuvers around. Goes for the Mango. Does get a hit. But Mango goes down. No other Mangonels in production here. Duhak makes another forward dock. Is going for chemistry. It's not on stone anymore, so no castles will be produced by Duhak. And Zark is pulling up a bit more into that rest collected difference. Not too much. But eco count is starting to look quite similar now. So you now see more war galleys coming out. The stock skirm died somewhere a while ago. Fire now out for Zark. Will deal with the war galley. And I don't think this dock will be denied. So we have now two-handed swordsmen from Duhak coming out. But Zark now has a clear military lead. But we do have one cannon galleon in here. I don't think one cannon galleon is enough to deal with everything that Zark currently has on the water and on land. But there is a sneaky snable in the back. Zark, they don't know of it. They only know about what is here. There's now a Warhawk. And the Warhawk will die to the fires. Especially with the Kamayuks right there. But did take out one fire. And I do think that Zark needs to deal with these forward docks first. But is doing a great job of just trying to keep expanding. It's going for another stone here. So might think about another castle. As the ram is being attacked by knights. And now there is hand cannons on the field for Duhak. And with that, I think Zark needs to switch into skirms to deal with that. Could potentially do archers with the amount of gold he is floating, but the wood count is not really there. And once again, it's starting to look great for Duhak again. But with that being said, the forward docks are being cleaned up. There's still one cannon galleon. And cannon galleon goes down. But more and more hand cannoneers for Duhak as Zark now gets forging. Does need to fix some of his idle eco. And I would not mind seeing like 2 or 3 mangonels trying to deal with all these buildings and potential hand cannoneers. But Zark is currently just sending units to their deaths, unfortunately, with the army that Duhak is producing. And Bombard Cannon is out. Will snipe 1 mangonel. Villagers, just dodge. Barely. I think. Fire ship might actually die to the hand cannoneer that is just outside of the range of the castle. Will go down eventually. And Bombard Cannon is focused on the castle now. Zark with the eco lead. But still those rest collected numbers heavily in favor of Duhak Natria. Is Zark going to make a comeback with 1 army currently on the field? 1 soul Kameyuk. Can this 1 Kameyuk do it? Zark being in Castle H. And Duhak being in imp with the forward position. And the Kameyuk dies. No military on the field for Zark. 25 military on the field for Duhak. And I do think with that, Zark's chances of winning this game are going down by the second. I think Duhak will just wait until the castle is down. Zark desperately repairing, is also losing some villagers on gold here, but Duhak is losing some of his army to the castle. So maybe not the worst trade for Zark, who is up to imp and is making some skirmishers. I wonder with the knights behind from Duhak, will it be enough for Zark, who is currently on, is it 2 range? It's only 2 ranges for Zark. And with Zark being so far away from imp, I think he needs to make something happen soon. As we see Devotion coming in, Clinker Construction, I think Duhak knows he won the game. And is trying to flex on us just a little bit. But did he win? Like, the castle is still standing. Knights are down. Skirms are dealing with some of the hand cannoneers. Zark is running out of stone though. As the Kameyuks go down, more knights come in. Zark loses the castle, and with that I think also his chances to win the game. As the hand cannoneers move forward. And I think we might see an imp into GG here from Zark in just a few seconds. As Zark is once again at 1 military. This time it is a skirmisher. But he gets a friend. Who gets swiftly shot down. Imperial is in for Zark, and Zark chooses to play on. 3 bombard cannons, a lot of hand cannoneers. And there is the GG. GG called from Zark. So Duhak takes game number 1. As we go into the statistics. As Duhak played an incredible game, dealing with some early aggression from Zark, but then just chose to put his foot on the gas and never let it down. Both of these players, Zark maybe slightly faster, but overall relatively equal in terms of APM. Now let's see if we are already into game number 2. We are not. We don't have a lobby. We don't have an ongoing game just yet. So let's go back to the draft here. So Glace's game number 1. Zark used his Incas. I think that is one of the favorite saves he has. There's now a lobby coming up from Zark. And Duhak used his Teutons, which was his last civ. Also, well, it was not his cheapest civ. His cheapest civ was Georgians, which he used only 2 coins to buy. And the next map is going to be Northern Crossings. But what civ will Zark use here? I do like the Bengalis on Northern Crossings. Could potentially do some water. Could potentially do FC Rathas. And for Duhak, I think Japanese might be very nice here, considering there is some water. But so far, only Zark in the lobby. Will we see Duhak join the lobby soon? Or maybe Duhak is quickly taking a bathroom break, a short drink, grabbing break. Just grabbing a breather after that game 1. Dealing with all the pressure early on. But after this set, we have 2 more sets coming up. We have Tom Aquinas versus Pisty coming up after this. Could potentially be live, but might also switch it around and do Geology Weight versus Griffwitch first, so Tom Aquinas and Pisty can just play their sets. We don't have to worry too much about catching the game live, potentially missing a game, and having all that confusion. Kinda hoped Zark versus Duhak would be kind of winding down by now, but of course, like being a best of 3, could go anyway. Could be a very, very fast game number 2 in favor of Duhak. Could also be a very fast or very long game in favor of Zark, in which case we'll have to do game 3 first. And in that case, Geology Weight versus Griffwitch is up next. As there is still no Duhak in the lobby, so we will also just have to wait. Hope everyone is having a fantastic day so far. very sad to see Zark alone in the lobby. In the lobby that's opened up 5 minutes ago. And when someone does join, sometimes it's a random guy who then joins. Like, ah, there's my opponent, and then nope, it's not your opponent, it is just some random dude. Technically I could be that random dude who now joins Zark's lobby, but I don't want to interfere with Duhak potentially wanting to join the lobby and then no slots being available. As Duhak did join the lobby, there is a 2-ish minutes spec delay when they start. But we can talk about the civs whenever they load up into the game. I think so far Duhak is playing great. Zark played really well as well with the Incas. Might have just been a bit too late with the early Champy rush. I think if he would have done that a bit earlier, they could have found a whole lot more damage early on and put Duhak in a very, very bad position. As we load into game number 2, and like I said, it's going to be the Bengalis from Zark, and it is going to be the Japanese for Duhak. As I get a field to download match contents. But thanks the E moment. Capture H needs to do its thing, and then we can hop into game number 2. As we go to Capture H. Alright, once again, in the purple, Zark, playing as the Bengalis this time. And once again in the green, we have Duhak, who is playing as the Japanese. Now this is Northern Crossing, so instead of Northern Isles, there is a possibility to just walk over. You do still start with your transport ship, as you do on Northern Isles. Zark now going for his lumber camp. And a lot of the times we see players just back docking here, trying to get some of that fish eco sorted out. Zark not brought in his boars yet. Did find his extra sheep. Did he find all of his sheep? No, he did not. Duhak, he did bring in his first boar. He's also going out for some lumberjacks. But I think Duhak did find all of his sheep. As he goes for his second boar. I do think that is quite nicely timed here with the boar timing. Shoots it once, shoots it twice. And that is the second boar for Duhak coming in. Zark currently 5 on wood. And I do think with that being said, the next villager will go out to make a dock. The only question is front or backside, and it is going to be backside dock for Zark. And Duhak is going to place his dock at the front, which will signal some form of aggression at least. But I think Zark with Bengalis actually brought in the boar first before going for dock. Very nice dock position with the fish being there. As we have Duhak taking a look around, trying to find that dock position. And we'll find it. He's also looking around with his own scout. Very nice scouting from Duhak. Really, really nice scouting. Unfortunate house placement here with the berries. But with the amount of fish, I don't think that is that bad. And then for Zark, it also find Duhak's dock position. It's nice to know. Has slightly less scouting on his own island. But has made a whole loop-de-loop around Duhak's island. Rest collected slightly ahead for Duhak, but that is because he took the boar a bit earlier. And I think we will see that even out just a little bit for Zark here, as the second boar is also being taken. Now I do think with Duhak being the Japanese here, could potentially do some fast feudal water, trying to contest Zark. Might even just send a villager forward, walk all the way over. We have a sneak. We have a sneak. And I think we might see a forward dock coming up for Duhak, trying to deny Zark's fish. As Zark now also goes out to berries. Is pushing in some deer. Goes out to gold as well. It's not looking like he has the rest to click up just yet, while Duhak, I think, could potentially just click up after the next hill, or maybe with a force drop can click up right now. As Duhak clicks up. It is a barracks, so it's going to be a land aggression from Duhak, note forward docks. And Duhak does not even know that he is on the correct side to deny the gold and the wood. But of course Zark could place one tower and be fine, at least short term. This will deny Zark's stone though. Zark will see the scout from Duhak is getting loom before clicking up. And with 24 vills and some fishing ships, even making one more fishing ship is fairly confident that Duhak is not going to be pressuring just yet. But Duhak making some militia. And I think this might be a hole. Of course, this is just still completely open. And Duhak scout did scout this gold. Does go back to double check. So might assume that there is another gold as well. But he could also just loop over to this gold with his militia. Completely missing Zark, who is now going out to stone. Oh, no, is he not going out to stone? He is going to... What is he going to do? Zark is going out to the backstone. And that is actually where the militia... Oh, this is terrible for Zark. He did get loom. Needs to Vil fight this. But will lose one Vil. As men-at-arms come in, will lose another Vil. Oh, this is terrible for Zark. If he went forward here to this gold, he would have been... Or to this stone, he would have been in such a much better position. Is now forced to Vil fight with quite a few Vils. Does reach the feudal age. And is going for house. And I assume we will see a market blacksmith combo coming soon as Zark loses his scout. One man-at-arms remains. As we see skirms now coming out from Duhak, who also produced one galley. Zark's rest is looking very nicely to click up. He's going for his blacksmith, walled up nicely. I think some more walls right here in front of the gold might be nice. And some walls here to deny these men-at-arms from going to your stone. And Zark is walling, but is walling the wrong side for now. Still has a hole here. Still has a hole here. But then should be completely walled. This house is not being built because it is blocked by villagers. Man-at-arms looping around. Idle villager here could potentially be sniped. And 3 on stone is not enough to drop a castle. But could potentially do some market shenanigans. With this, Zark will most likely lose water, although the one galley is taking its time to get here. As there is a skirm that dies, Duhak gets horse collar, and Zark, one more vill and he's up. Or at least so I hope for him. Looking quite nicely for an FC. Duhak comes forward. Zark does see the tower because of the skirm. Good counter tower, but I think a tower on the stone here might be better instead. Since Zark still has not clicked up. Zark, you need to click up. Force drop your food. The early aggression from Duhak once again. Zark is forced to delete his mining camp. He did click up. No upgrades on these men-at-arms, but they are, of course, Japanese men-at-arms, so they do attack faster. And Zark now... This is not a territory where you want to vill fight. This is where you... Ooh, that is some nice damage. One very, very low HP vill. Fishing ships garrisoned. So the Hulk will eventually... No, it will not. It is actually in minimum range, apparently. So the dock will eventually go down. And Zark forced into a barracks of his own. Forced off of this gold. And I think Zark can potentially vill fight this. But Duhak once again just keeps making armies. Idling Zark. Zark will be up to Castle Age, but what will he do? He has no rest for anything once he reaches Castle Age. And I think this could have all been avoided with one tower here. And maybe one tower here, preemptively. As Duhak attacks the lumber camp instead of the villagers. He's attacking the villagers now, but with this many villagers, men-at-arms go down. And Zark will send out more villagers to stone, once again. Still has quite a few villagers in the TC idle that he needs to fix. As Duhak continues to produce men-at-arms, that Zark will just vill fight. But Duhak is doing a great job of finding the low HP ones. And I think Zark's biggest priority right now should be to just get back on that stone, get the stone for a castle. Yeah, Duhak is really putting on pressure right now, and with the way it's looking, like he doesn't even need to click up, he just needs to keep the pressure here. He's taking out the dock from Zark. He is denying the stone here with the pressure coming from this side and the tower being here. Cannot take this stone, and Zark wanting to do the FC Ratha play. It's kinda not working out. Zark now wants to drop a stable, but with the Bengalis you don't get knights. Like, we do get light gaff, we do get elephants. Could potentially see elephants. That could be fun. And Zark now makes the stable inside the range of his TC. So the men-at-arms cannot get to it. But second barracks, there's now men-at-arms. And I think Duhak saw the stable coming up. Yes, so we'll also produce some spearmen as well. Behind this, once again, Duhak's base. Completely untouched, just early aggression. Did make a second dock to make the fish a bit more efficient. Zark's dog still being taken down by the Hawks. Duhak just outposts it, wants to see if there is anything on stone, and if not, can just ignore that. And Zark is going to lose more villagers here, and I think we might see a GG here coming in for Zark. Who kinda could not deal with Duhak's early aggression, and if we see more from this very early aggression from Duhak, I would love to see more from that for the rest of the tourney. And Zark is kinda unsure what they want to do with the villagers. He's going to drop a TC here on the gold. But with that, they don't take out the tower. There's even a forward blacksmith from Duhak. Like his whole base, besides its eco, is just forward. If Zark were ever to attack forward, Duhak has nothing. Yep, Zark made one scout. Scout dies to the archers. Deletes the houses here and will rush the tower. And with the skirm being there, it's not that big of an issue. In the meantime, dock went down. Fishing ships will go down eventually as well. More towers coming up from Duhak. More men-at-arms. And Duhak's rest is kind of starting to look like he wants to get to the Castle Age as well. But Zark can get back on gold. It is very, very costly for Zark currently to do anything. Has 0 on wood, 1 on food, and 17 on gold. Is playing full Saracens right now. As Duhak, I think we will see Duhak click up to the Castle Age relatively soon. As he has stopped production, and there it is, Castle Age. Hey Chipmunk, how are you doing? Yeah, Duhak really put on the early pressure. And it's also transporting over. So is Zark. And Zark chooses to go to stone here, and Duhak chooses to go on stone over here. Meanwhile, Duhak is laying off a bit of the aggression for now. Just as a few archers could potentially just set them on stand ground right outside the TC range to be annoying to some of these villagers. It's also making more barracks. Like, Zark is surrounded by Duhak barracks. As there's more and more villagers not being sniped really, but HP is being lowered. Once again, there is a 5k rest collected difference here in favor of Duhak, who did spot Zark being on stone here, is going for a tower. And Zark, 1 tile. This is perfect tower placement from Duhak. As he wants to place another tower here. As Duhak reaches the Castle Age. Villagers here will eventually go down. Zark is forced off of that stone. Villagers here, not really working. Barracks here being taken out. And all the upgrades come flying in for Duhak. It's going in crossbow, bodkin, pike, longsword, squires. He gets everything he ever wanted. Even getting gambesons for his longswords. And will we see arson? Oh, arson is already in. And with this, I think Zark is completely trapped. But we do have chonkers. Can these 2 chonkers do anything for Zark? Or is it too little too late? Chunkers attacking. Oh, wait. We have a castle. Zark bought the castle. And I think with Duhak being in Castle Age as well, it is actually fine. The villagers go down. Castle 35%, but 12 villagers is not enough to build this castle with the army here, with the tower here. More villagers inside the TC. I think if Zark sends everything, he gets the castle up. But at that point, like, with what eco will you even produce Ratha? No, I think it could be an FC map, but Zark was just unfortunate with being denied his stone early on. I think if he got a castle up when he reached Castle Age, he would be in such a good position compared to what he is now, but I think Zark's just forcing this castle up. But with 7 villagers, there's not much they can do. Denied at, I think, 95%. Oh, there's 94. 95, 96. Will it be denied at... Oh boy. There's the GG for Zark. As the castle is denied at 97.3%. And once again, the early aggression from Duhak. Just putting his foot on the gas. Just never letting off. As Duhak takes game number 2 as well. And it feels like everything just went Duhak's way with the early aggression. Denying that stone. Zark here really clicking very, very fast. But other than that, not too fast. In terms of APM differences with Duhak. And we can see here that Zark's eco, once he reaches Castle Age, goes up a bit, but then immediately drops off because he's denied off of the stone. While Duhak just does that steady increase. But with that being said, I think we might still be able to do Tom Aquinas versus Pisty live. I think with draft timings, let's see what the spectator dashboard has to say. Started 15 minutes ago on Pilgrims. I think we might actually do Tom Aquinas versus Pisty live. That way, let's get that map draft as well. See if we can find that real fast. So we have Pilgrims game number 1. And then we have the exact same map draft for Pisty Tom Aquinas with Crater Northern Crossings. Was it the same? No, I'm just being stupid. I am trying to rush a bit, trying to catch up to lifetime. Chipmunk, if you want to hop on for a co-cast, let me know. In that case, I will hop into voice chat somewhere. I think I might hop into the Practice Club private stream channel. And if you want to join, just hop into one of the others and I will drag you over. But with that, let's not waste too much more time since they are in game number 1. Started 16 minutes ago. And I will just rush through the first bit. As we have Capture Age coming up. So Tom Aquinas plays as the Huns in the red. Chooses to dock his starting island And we have Pisty playing in the purple, playing as the Dravidians. Also chooses to dock his starting island. Starting position for Pisty, quite nice. Has some stone available. Does not really have a lot of gold. Is going for a second dock. As Tom Aquinas right now goes up first. Also going for second dock. And we see Tom being on gold. Quite a bit away from his TC. But being up first, not in a terrible position. And thanks Duhak, you did well as well. Like, the game from Duhak with the early aggression was amazing. And Zark also played really well. I feel like game 1, if the champions were a bit earlier, Zark could have been the one who was putting on that early aggression. And I think in game number 2 it was just a bit unfortunate timing with Duhak finding the stone. As we see some water fights here. Let's focus on this game for now as Tom reaches Castle H, as Galleys versus Galleys is still the meta apparently. And I think we're almost caught up to lifetimes. But with Galleys and Hulks, Fires, all the new water meta, Tom does lose all of his, no, not all of his, but almost all of his vills on the starting island. And we also have, oh, we don't, oh, we do have forward aggression from Tom. Pisty trying to wall it out. But Mango is here. Knights are here. Archery range comes up. Great raid. Does have the second armor, so can run under the TCs. Although we do have the third TC now coming up from Pisty. Was quite the nice eco lead. As we see the second TC coming up from Tom Aquinas here. Castle coming up from Pisty. That really defends his eco quite well. Ram will go down. Elephant archers are out. And Tom will need to find another angle of attack here. It's looping around quite nicely. Does not know about the third TC. We'll find that right now. Loops around. And can potentially escape. But with the elephant archers, they are slow. But if you can get a mass of them, they are very, very rough to stop. And I think we are now almost caught up, and here we are, caught up at lifetime. There is some... Can Pisty see this? He sees one fishing ship. Does not notice it, but he can see it. See more stables from Tom coming up. Pisty with the water. It's not really... Oh, no, never mind. He is choosing to invest way more on water. Because he has 13 fishing ships and 12 more in queue. So really, really wants to take advantage of winning water. Elephant archers currently just attacking the farm. Where are Tom's knights? Tom's knights want to dive in for more damage, but like I said, this castle really defends basically half of Pisty's eco. Where this is the other half. As we see some house walls. Will it be enough? Will the knights be on time? Stone walls came up. House will go down. Knights are in. And with the +2. Yeah, just hop in voice chat, Chipmunk, then I will drag you over to the private stream channel. I'm in the AoE practice squad voice. Tom is doing some great damage here, is now ahead in Eco KD. And let's get Chipmunk in here as well. And I potentially need to enable this. Tom is taking out his TC. As Chipmunk is muted.
I am. I was just waiting for the TC to go down.
Right. Well, TC is down as another TC comes up. This one is in range of the castle, but not quite. I think Tom is doing a great job of trying to do damage, but he also needs to focus on the elephant archers at the front.
Yeah, I think he needs to expand his eco a bit as well, because he'll, even with all the damage he's doing, it will never be enough at this rate. And like you're saying, he'll never be able to kill the elephant archer mass at this point.
Yeah, so far it's just 13 elephant archers, and we do see padded archer armor coming in from Tom, who is also dropping some ranges now. Could potentially switch into skirms, but his food eco is not quite there if he wants to produce out of his TCs and make skirms. His Pisty just drops another TC right where his destroyed TC was initially. And Chipmunk is apparently relatively loud. I will, in that case, lower Chipmunk's output a bit.
I'll test a bit just for Geo to let us know. But I think this is Pisty's game to lose now.
Yeah, he is so far ahead. Now also getting the fishing lines, which is the new upgrade that comes before gill nets.
I've played a bit of water maps in this new patch, and I always forget that this tech is available in feudal. You just straight go to castlage without it. That's a super healthy fishing eco.
Yeah, 26 fishing ships. Like I said, he's really taking advantage of that winning the water. Although Tom was still on water for quite a while. Like, it was only 4 fishing ships, so it's not the most, but still has some eco on water. But like we said,
yeah,
currently 20
there's so much
archers.
you can do as hunts against Dravidians if you decide to go water. Like, I don't want to say civ win, but there's a difference in quality between the civs for the map like this.
Yes. I do like the hunts here. With the horse, you could get a lot of sheep. But with Dravidians then winning water, it's quite difficult. And especially with how easy wallable it was for Pisty.
Yeah, Pisty was very, very good in the follow-up boom.
Yes.
It's easy to get lost in the sauce by going water and overextending where you just don't need to invest anymore. And he was having the TCs very fast right away, even being exposed from Tom's aggressiveness in land.
Yes. Yeah, like I said, like Pisty has quite the easy wall off. Has the wall off at top, then the house walls on the side, and then with it where the TC is on the left side. That is all he needed to wall to secure his base, while Tom was in a much more open position. But I think with the early aggression from Tom, he really played well still.
He certainly tried to make the most out of the game, considering the difficult circumstances that set him for castlage, especially because you need a good food eco to spam knights, and he had just lost water, on which he had already made quite a big of an investment.
Yes.
And he certainly found some good damage. In fact, the eco KD is quite showing of that. But sometimes it's just not enough. It's like playing Hera. You're just playing catch up all the time.
Like, Tom is equal in villagers. But then there is 26 fishing ships.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think those 26 fishing ships then allow for 21 elephant archers to be created without being too far behind in any other aspect. Because the rest collected difference, it's only like 4 or 5k. It's not that much.
Yeah, but elephant archers are very, very expensive. The fact that he was able to afford more than 20 and almost fully upgraded. He was starting to get a push going now. Tom has just nothing to stop us.
Yeah, I think Tom would have needed to make skirms. Like the second you see the first one, you need to start making that skirm switch.
Yeah, probably. But then again, it's so uncomfortable to play skirms as Suns.
Yes.
It's definitely not something you wish you would. If you're doing it, you're behind, clearly.
Yeah. But with that being said, game number 2 is live. We have started 4 minutes ago, so let's hop into that one.
Yeah.
And let's see if Tom can cook up something for this game. If the game ever wants
So I'm
to
guessing
load.
it's going to be Tom's home map, so I'm guessing it's going to be Crater.
It is actually Northern Crossing.
Oh, that's interesting. Because Beastie has some great civs for Northern Crossings in his draft.
Tom is going for the Ketons here. And that kind of signals to me that he wants to full on feudal scouts into more scouts. As Tom now gets in his first war.
There's a bit of that, but also remember the hulks from Ketons are just amazing. So he might actually do a bit of war too.
Yeah, the Hulks also get the +2 attack from forging. But I do think it might be a bit tougher to get to the +2 for the Hulks. If you also need to...
I think it depends on what he decides to prioritize, if he goes straight for water or if he goes scouts first, which is what I imagine he will do.
Yes. Well, both players relatively equal on dock timings. But I do think that I would prefer Ketons early game and Portuguese late game. So if
I would agree with that.
Pisty can defend early on, then the longer the game goes, the more in favor of Pisty the game will be, I think.
I think Pisty has to realize on water that if Tom is going anything, he's going hulks, so he should not open galleys, fires. He should either open galleys or just play some defensive hulks and focus on defending land.
Yeah. Well, Tom did push in.
I really hope Beastie doesn't go FC, because he could really crumble under the pressure.
Well, Pisty is trying to wall up a bit. And Tom just puts his scout in the transport and hops over. Saves a bit of walking time from the scout. The transport is 1.45 and the scout is 1.2 movement speed, so it's a bit faster to move it with the transport. Tom now gets loom.
Would you go
click up?
Would you go for lame on a circumstance like this, where you know Portuguese is just a much better civ late game for the map?
Well, I don't know how,
because this is very
how you would lame. I think you could
you would
send the field forward with the transport and just you get the boar.
Yeah, exactly. Not to your TC, but just make sure he doesn't take it.
Yeah. Well, I think it's
maybe get a couple of sheep if you're lucky.
Well, it's always a risk. I would potentially send my scout in the transport immediately, trying to get some sheep.
Yeah, that's fair.
But
that's a lot of villas from Tom on wood.
Yes, Tom really wants to play water. I think.
To be forward?
Well, there is a villager forward here as well. Also where the scout landed. No barracks just yet. But it is coming up.
Oh, it's going to be forward stable?
I think so. Like, there is no... I think if Tom wanted to go for archers, he needed to have his wood line on the other side. So that is...
Yeah.
Wood line is with the gold and that it's more easily defendable.
That's quite the insane wood line as well. That's very nice.
Yes.
I like the idea of the forward, but I would have preferred archers than scouts.
Well, with Keaton, scouts kind of make sense, right? And Tom does not know
for sure.
where any of Pisty's res is. Also has not made a hull or any water units besides the 3 fishing ships that he started with. Is now going for a mill and a blacksmith, so really wants to start pumping out these scouts and get the numbers going.
This is quite very late. I wonder if he had some build problems for Pisty.
Oh, he is
Tom's
going...
build was very smooth.
Yes. Well, Pisty is just now going for his barracks. And is walling in at least his gold from the top. But he has walled the wrong side. Tom can just attack these berries. I think Tom is waiting for one more scout and for forging to come in.
Yeah, this should be a very good attack.
Yeah.
He just has to be patient for forging. That shouldn't take too much. And there's some pastures coming in.
Scouts.
I don't think
Pisty
really knew what he was getting into.
Tom still doesn't know where to attack. His scouting is just a bit off. He does see the walls, and there we go.
I mean, as long as he doesn't walk under the TC.
Yeah, that's one vill. There are 2 spearmen, so Tom needs to be careful. And Tom just full on scout production has the vill forward still. I would like to see that vill make an archery range as well. As the spearman gets taken down. And that's another dead vill here.
Yeah, the range would be very worth it. And you can just do skirms, you don't even have to go archers.
Yeah, and it is also worth to note that fire... No, there is one fire from... Where is the fire from Pisty? Like, there's one right next to his dog, but the other one... I can't find it.
Oh, it's been...
And that is possibly another dead vill. Scout lives. It's huge.
Yeah, this has been a great opening from Tom.
Yes.
Might even be GG if this continues.
Well, so far, Pisty has done a great job of trying to wall up. Not lose too much, but like I said, like if Tom would add in like a range, he could be in a better position. Still is not in a terrible position, yes. Quite a few pastures rolling. I think if he goes on to gold in like the next 2 or 3 vills, then he would have a very
because
nice,
that's the thing.
Very nice castle time.
That's the thing with Ketons, right? Because you don't realize, but the food comes in so fast
that
you kind of need to go to gold earlier.
Yeah, you kind of need to go now. But it also depends on like how much do you want to invest in scouts. As we see, Tom stopped with the... Oh, never mind. He's still producing double range or double stable scouts. And he does not really care about the spears. There's another villager gets taken down.
Nor should he really. This has been a great job. I think he can continue scout production now without idling his DC. He needs to keep the build production rolling now.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the most important part now, as we see the mining camp coming up from Tom, he is losing his fish, but I think with Ketons that is not that big of a deal.
Yeah, Tom has forgotten that he can garrison the fish.
Or he just hasn't noticed because there's also a vill there that will die, unfortunately. But Tom did lose a lot of his scouts there. But with the Keton still has quite a big number of scouts. And there is so much idle time. But it's only 1,000 rest collected ahead for Tom. And equal eco count, but that is due to the fishing ships dying from Tom.
With this amount of scouts he has alive, he can just be annoying and just focus on eco in the meantime. Go up, go... I don't know, you want to go step lancers, you want to go forward siege, do whatever. But...
yeah, the Vil is still there, the Vil is making houses, so Tom is never going to get housed. Potentially another dead Vil. Yes, that's another dead Vil. But with this amount of spearmen, I think Tom needs to do something else besides scouts. Like, this is coming to the point where not having that Bloodlines upgrade available as Khitans will really start to hurt. If you want to just take the fight one-on-one without any range units available.
He has just sold his life to go up. The question is, he wants to go up into what? He barely has an eco.
Yeah, I think for now, if he wants to up, as he's missing the second building, he'll need to blacksmith or range stable, something similar. So you see the blacksmith coming up. I think, like, he cannot really do a castle because the stone forward is easily threatenable by the scouts. The backward stone could be an option for him though. But with him selling his stone, then it's kinda... you don't really want to buy that back now. We have 13 scouts from Tom, who has stopped with the scout production. And I think he's just saving up his food. Although the blacksmith from Tom, I think, will go down before he reaches Castle Age.
It's a bit sad that you would do the blacksmith like that.
Yeah, the question is, will Tom notice?
What do you do if you're Tom now? Once you reach Castle Age?
I would open with a siege workshop forward.
Oh my god, the smith is going down.
Yep. Smithy is down before we reach Castle Age. And Tom does not really have the wood to do anything forward. He's being very annoying on the houses. 17 scouts now for Tom. And I think with steppies being added, will we see step lancers? Will we see the blacksmith? I think is also an important question.
I'd maybe go the first round light cav and husbandry and then just straight into...
I would say light cav, step lancers. Like husbandry I don't think is that important in this situation.
Maybe, but it's so much food.
Yes. But Tom did notice the blacksmith. And I think all the new villagers will just need to go to gold to support the step lancer production. We also see the siege workshop forward. So I like that. But I think I would open with a scorpion instead of as we see a scorpion from Tom as well. Like to deal with all the spearmen. Christy did buy back some of his stone. Is going for a second TC. Trying to expand his eco.
That's quite the boomer move. There's so much pressure on him and he's going for the TC like that.
Well,
let's see if
there is some pressure, but I think Tom has not really done anything with the light cav that has like done too much damage after Pisty was walled.
Well, but if you're Pisty, you know that there's a Vil forward, so you expect something new in Castle Age, right?
What does he know? Like he doesn't. He doesn't know. Like he knows there's a house, but he doesn't know like anything else. And now he scouts that there is a stable and that there is a siege workshop. As Tom just takes the fight, absolutely destroys everything, and I think at this point Pisty really needs to start walling in everything.
Yeah.
Like you want to double check everything. Tom missing the second armor here. Cannot really dive that TC just yet, but could potentially just take out the Duhak and be annoying.
Even the market, considering how much his team may have to rely on it.
Yes. Yeah, Tom is in a great position here.
Do you think there's a world where Pisty ignores what's happening in his base and goes forward castle?
Like, just transports over his vills, drops it in Tom's eco.
Yeah, pretty much.
He
Just
could,
walk even.
he could buy the castle right now. But if you were to do something like that, you need to make sure that you have some safe eco. So you would need to also have the wood for a TC, because your current base is just being absolutely melted by Tom right now.
So much gap.
And I think
This is the nerfed key count, by the way.
yes, this is the new Ketons. And we see a castle at home. Just abandon the forward TC, wall up.
I mean, it makes sense, but I
There's
do think
still a
that
hole here.
settles.
Oh, there is. Oh,
his
that was
chances to gain.
such a nice quick wall from Pisty on the
Yeah.
gold.
He's been very good with that both games.
Yes. Well, on the
Top
other hand,
diving
like,
with
it's
Pisty.
completely open. But the castle does protect some eco from the scouts. Does not really protect eco from the rocket cards. And with Tom diving here, I don't really see Pisty making anything happen, as the GG is called. And game number 2 will go to Tom.
Yeah, I think Tom wouldn't do anything differently. I think he must be really satisfied with how this game went.
Yeah. I really like the forward stable. I do think not adding in a range is kind of a mistake in a way. Like, I think he could have done more damage with like a few skirmishers out to deal with the pikes. But I like that he just, after he got up to feudal, just completely ignored water. Would have liked to see the Hulk. Like 1 or 2 Hulks would have been nice.
Yeah, even you don't have to open with that. Just make it at some point during feudal. But it's fine.
Yeah. Like
I wonder if they even remember Hulks exist. They didn't do any of them both games.
yeah. Now on the final map, we have no water at all, so there is no chance of seeing Hulks there.
It
The
should be a very
final
interesting map.
is Crater. Now Tom did use Ketons, and I kind of expected Ketons on Crater.
I'm really hoping he goes 2B. I know it's more likely that he'll go Armenians, but I really want to see 2B.
Yes, I could also see Magyars here from Tom.
It could be a thing. I'm not sold on Crater being a scouts map though.
No, but I think
prefer Man-at-Arms opening.
Opening scouts or Man-at-Arms even. Like, you get the +1 on your uptime, so that is also nice. And then afterwards, like, scouts can do some early damage. Archers, I think, could harass wood lines, and then afterwards you're on CA with the Magyars.
Yeah, for sure. It just depends on what Tom is thinking for the rest of the map.
Yes. But we did start. Game is on. And we do have the Mayans versus the Tupi.
Oh, it's Tupi. Let's go.
So let's see how the Tupi play out for Tom.
So let's do a bit of a refresher for the new civ. This civ has the settlements, which is a new building that acts both as a lumber camp, mill, or mining camp.
Yeah.
And Tupi in particular can garrison up to 5 vills.
The real question is, can the settlement fit? Okay, it can fit. As Tom just placed his settlement. I was kind of worried, like the settlement is a bit bigger than the lumber camp.
Oh, you mean on the hill terrain? Yes. Thank goodness it does.
Yes. Pisty has sent a Phil forward. Also has his Eagle Scout forward, but Eagle Scout is kinda low. And this could be Vilfot. Villager from Pisty has loom, no loom for Tom. But I think with his Champy Scout there, taking out the Eagle is already nice. And I think right now you just Phil fight it. You don't want to lose your Champy Scout. You can heal that in the TC. No.
No. Oh, even downhill, that's bad.
Yes.
I mean, the Scout is taking some amazing damage from that Vil. What? Tom? No.
I think you are
That's shocking.
Bit behind me. Like, are you at lifetime or?
I am watching your stream because I cannot find the game. Yeah.
Okay. No, 3. 1 wood for Mayans, for Pisty. And I really like this settlement thing for Tom. But I would like to see a few more villagers forward on the Ibex that were lamed.
Yeah, you can also use it as a drop-off, so it's not that big a lame, honestly. Any other civ you'd struggle a bit more with.
Yep. But so far, 1-1 KD, no villager kills.
Both of them losing their scout was a bit sloppy from them. They will not know.
Yes.
They can anticipate, I guess, but they need the intel on what they're going to play.
Tom's scouting is absolutely horrible. Like that is just like he does not know where Pisty is at all. Like he could go to like the wrong corner of the map. He could lose some villager or some army running into the TC. And at least for Pisty, he knows where the wood line is, he knows where the TC is. And he knows where some of the golds are.
Which makes the decision to fight that villager very questionable. Especially downhill.
Yeah, I think if you just, like I said, you can run your scout into your TC, heal it up a bit, and then you have a full HP scout ready to go once you hit feudal.
Yeah, exactly. Still, Tupi have a lot of tools to fight early on. Once they get the barracks up.
Well, Maya also kinda good with early on aggression.
Yeah, for sure.
The barracks coming up from Tom. And the villagers from Tupi can garrison in the settlements. Garrisoning, of course, is just defending your villagers. It will not shoot arrows.
It's only villagers as well, not army.
Yes. Tom goes out for the forward gold. And will we see more champies being created, or will we just see straight archers?
Knowing Tom, I think he might want to play archers.
Well, you see a
but then
champion
again,
scout.
is that really a thing against Maya? Yeah, you would like to get some pressure down.
Yeah, I don't mind the extra scouts here from Tom, especially since he doesn't know where Pisty is even. Pisty is doing very large walls. And keep in mind, like, the sloped terrain is unwallable. So that is always going to be exposed.
Yeah, he struggled with that last game too. He tried to wall the unwallable terrain.
And he is up quite late. He's up at 23 vills. Did of course send the 1 vill forward and got loomed quite early, so that definitely hurt his eco a bit.
Well, the loom bit you're doing anyway since you're Maya, right?
Fair. Good point. Very good point. Archer range comes down. We do have 3 champies out. Or 2 out and 1 in the barracks, chilling. No upgrades from them yet, and I think Tom is kinda waiting to see if there will be any aggression. In a
He
sense,
could go to the wood line right now.
it kind
and
of
do
feels
so much damage.
Yes, I think if these were out and the Champy Runner upgrade was in, like if they were just even at the gold, like there's the weak Vil from earlier.
All hail, King of the
I wonder if he
Losers!
remembers. Oh, that's the
As we
upgrade.
see,
Yeah.
as we see Chippy Cross following as well. Thanks for the follow. And Tom he doesn't see anything, so he's just thinking, I need to attack the wall. There is a full wall. And it's going to be double archery range from Pisty. Tom is going for fletching already.
It's funny because Tom keeps attacking that palisade, thinking he must be fully walled, and it's like
but
the only place in the entire map
You
that he's
cannot
walled.
fully wall on this map. Like, even if you fully wall like through your TC, then your wood line is exposed.
Yeah, exactly. He could be putting pressure. It's like the very first target you could go towards.
He can see. Oh, he can almost see. And I think Pisty is just completely fine with this. He is messing skirms. He's also doing some archers now. Gets the blacksmith. And Tom is in. And Tom will see that it was completely open. But he dodges the TC. He dodges the TC. I've been playing Age of Empires now, at least regularly, competitively for like 4 years. The Champy Scouts, I think, could take the fight, but I think you would want the archers there as well. But with fletching coming in, for Pisty, that is kinda... It's going to be more and more difficult for Tom to deal with. Berries almost run out, but Tom has a very nice farming setup. No horse collar just yet. As the berries for Pisty are still plentiful.
I think what's helped
Oh,
Tom so far is that... Sorry?
Yeah, his Champy Scouts were on stand ground.
Oh. Oh, there they go. I think what's helping Tom so far is that Pisty has not done a good job at all with managing the eco behind, because he's so far struggled to get good damage to what was a good position early on.
Yes, and Tom has lost track of this army, and I think Pisty will just dive straight for the wood line. Tom already has a tower there. And I think with some houses, making sure that the army cannot dive the tower. We also see Champy runners coming in, spots the army, retreats, and I think Tom garrisons and should be completely fine here. But army numbers in favor of Pisty.
So if you're Tom now, what do you do once you reach Castle Age?
Well, with the amount of skirms I'm seeing, I would say just go full Champy, right? Like your food eco is kind of set up for it. Champies are not that expensive in terms of food. Do cost quite a bit of gold.
No, aren't they
Oh,
45 food, 25 gold?
That's right. Just keep forgetting.
It's all new civs.
Yeah, it's all new
worries.
civs. It's all kind of figuring out how everything works.
I really like both the unique units this civ has. I wonder if he has the one from the barracks in mind. They're not good against ranged units, but you're up so fast.
Yes. I wonder if Tom will remember you can garrison in settlements. Oh, he does. As he instantly
Nicely
garrisons into the settlements. Saves all the vills. Oh, that is nice. And I think Tom kind of wants to just avoid taking an engagement here. These villagers in the settlement hop out, go over to the other gold. So far,
Seems he
Pisty
just wants to go crossbow.
quite undisturbed at home, but in terms of going up to Castle Age, very, very far behind.
Yeah, Tom had a great eco management behind his
Yes.
not so great aggression. Whereas I think Pisty just fucked himself over with the grid,
I
build.
also
He tried to go lame and screwed up his eco in Dark Age.
well, he's also kind of oversaturating his berries with the 9 villagers there, but still has his berries left at least. Is now also mixing in some eagles, has the gold float for it.
I haven't seen much Meso versus South American civ interactions. I don't know how Eagles trade against Champy.
Well, we shall see. Or not, like Tom is selling stone to get the crossbow upgrades. Right
I
as
don't know.
Pisty clicks up the castle, Tom garrisons, moves other villagers away. There is a 1 HP farm that can be sniped. Eagles go
Feels a bit
down.
rushed. Yeah.
As the eco KD is still 0-0, but that might change with that 1 HP villager there. Oh, she actually lives. This woman is one of the luckiest women in this game. Now, monastery for Tom. Now keep in mind that all the relics are here in the middle, and it is standard victory.
I like that it's the first thing that he thought, even before
Yes.
ballistics, just get the monastery up.
Yeah, I do think Tom needs to put on some aggression. Like, he's currently just chilling with his army. That army needs to go forward and do damage. Your opponent is not up yet. You just cleared a lot of army. And I swear, Tom, if you're going to attack walls again, I will just give Pisty the admin win.
It's weird, right? Because all game 2 he put some.
Yeah, like,
He was
the wood line is
using his scouts much
completely,
more aggressively.
completely open. The goal is completely exposed, and Tom... No, I will attack this palisade. And then he will run into the TC and into a tower. Like, if he would have ran around... Like, the tower is also in a terrible position for Pisty. Like, Tom, if he ran around the other way... Like, now he can just camp on that gold, and... Instead, he's choosing to kill some farms. I don't mind killing farms, but I feel like he can do so much more damage if he just ran around instead of focusing on walls. But I think it all comes down to Tom's scouting. Like, he does not know where Pisty is taking gold. And he's just chilling in front of the base. Like, if he just goes to the left, could have done so much more damage, but now Pisty has 14 crossbows. And it becomes so much more difficult for Tom to start doing damage. But he did make a monk, so could potentially just grab the relics. Let's also get this back. Tom is up 1k rest collected, so in terms of that, quite nice. But Pisty is going for ballistics, and I don't see a university from Tom just yet. As Tom
I
is
wonder
just
how many times
chilling at
Tom has
attacking
played
the
this
house.
map. Because he seems to be struggling with what he wants to do. He sold his stone to be aggressive, to get bodkin, to get a crossbow, and then he's attacking pretty much nothing. And he
Yes.
also can't boom now.
Yeah, I think Tom, like I said, it came down to the scouting. Like, if he knew where Pisty was on gold, if he could see Pisty was on stone, would be in a much better position. But 2 monks out now from Tom. 3 monks out from Tom.
And slowly but steady, things are scaling worse for Tom, because already Beastie has ballistics. His Civ doesn't have a thumb ring. So his archers will grow to be not as good as Beastie's. And he doesn't seem to be set up to the transition, so he really
That
wants
was
to
a
play.
nice mango shot. Not the
Yeah.
greatest, but not terrible either.
Just to dissuade the army coming forward.
And that was another nice mango shot. Mango goes down, but I think with that, not too terrible for Tom, actually. The skirms are still just feudal age skirms. No castle age upgrades in.
Yeah, that last shot was very good. The splits actually played against Pisty.
Yes. And with that, Tom can take the remaining 3 relics. So he's sending a monk out. He's going for another monk as well. And we see a siege workshop in defense from Pisty.
I don't know how much Pisty is used to these kinds of settings. I wonder if he remembers that it's standard victory.
Well, I also hope that the players remembered that it's standard victory.
Imagine nothing happens now. I mean, Tom went for the monastery right away. I think he remembers.
Yeah, surely. I mean, you also could just want to go for the relics because you know you have the military advantage, right? But
Yeah, for
3
sure.
relics. 4th one coming in. And the 5th one is up for grabs. There is no mangonel coming out from Pisty. And Chipmunk is the co-caster empty. I am a bit quieter than my co-caster. That is interesting. I could just mute Pisty a bit more. Or not Pisty, Chipmunk a bit more.
Sorry.
I think it's fine. We're figuring things out live on stream. Storm now does see stone miners. But Pisty is forced into another tower. And with the mango there, mango could be a bit more forward. Not the greatest mango shot, but ballistics is in. And mango survives with 4 HP. There's no repair available forward. Did the mango get another shot off? No, mango just...
That was good from Tom.
Oh,
He could have lost so much more.
yes. No, this was good from Tom. Another mangonel coming out. No mangonels for Tom. And 1 more relic up for grabs. With no one looking to get it just yet. Yeah, Geology Wade, I did adjust Chipmunk a bit, but apparently it was not enough.
That's kind of a timid castle. You could go a bit more forward.
I also get wanting to protect some gold here. But with that, like, Pisty is nowhere near, but Pisty did go for the 2nd TC on the wood line, and Tom is just 1 TCing it. And as I say that, he is going for another settlement to make it a bit more efficient. But I wouldn't mind Tom going for a 2nd TC as well.
Yeah, Tom needs a Rast Relic. He has 5 monks. Where are they?
Yeah, his monks are chilling at home.
Ah,
Like, there's 3 relics here,
debating.
there's 1 relic here. And there is one monk moving. And I think this monk will be the monk that will grab the final relic. But for now, Tom
Looks
needs
like
to be
it, yeah.
careful and not lose his crossbow mass before he gets imp. Could potentially just lure the mango into the castle.
It's going
What
to be
is-
such difference between the imp timing that
Yeah,
Tom should win this game from here.
Well, Pisty is pulling ahead in terms of eco, which is to be expected with second TC. Also, raid in the back, and Tom has not noticed, has not garrisoned, and Tom will lose his entire wood line right before imp.
Oh god, Tom.
As
That's a
this
great
is
break.
happening, Mangonel doesn't kill. And Tom being at 40 vils. Yeah, I think the correct play is to add in that TC there. Like, it just helps with dealing with stuff like this.
Yeah, 100%.
And Tom will drop
Just
another
makes me wonder how
settlement
much he's
instead of a
played the map.
TC. Tom, just add in a TC. Please. Is the relic in? The relic is in, and we have the relic countdown started for Tom. As we see Eagle Warrior coming in. So Pisty wants to make that Eagle transition. But against ARPS,
Arbor with Bracer and Chemistry. I don't know about that.
chemistry
But then
is
again,
not
he's so far
in
behind this
just
time.
yet. Is missing chemistry. Tom does have the rest for it, but I think Tom kinda needs, like, he needs to delete one of these settlements and just TC there. Like, it is so unnecessary, and he lost so many vills on that wood line.
Yeah.
But there is a
It's
trap
not
now.
like he doesn't have the...
Completely
stone either.
exposed trap. Which triggers all the army. And Tom is busy dealing with this. Let's send his army forward again. Will he lose his wood line? He will not, but we'll get some more Vil snipe. And I have to say, imp timing for Tom is great, but like behind this, he is kind of crumbling. Like, he is 1 on wood, 5 on gold. Does have the relics, of course, which is nice.
And that raid he suffered was so unnecessary.
Yes.
Like, could have easily prevented that. With that being said, the difference in quality of his units should still pull him ahead.
Yes. And Tom does not need to kill Pisty, he just needs to hold for another 165 years. But if he wants to do that, I do think he needs to expand his eco. He
Oh,
also
he's going
needs
for
to-
the poison arrows tech. I like that.
Yes, I also think if he wants to keep holding, he does need to force reactions from Pisty. He cannot just chill at home. Not after all that he lost.
Oh, he could drop a forward castle right now if he wanted.
He's going for a relatively safe one. Now he does have the relics split over these 2 monasteries. And
I don't
don't
understand why we're staying at home.
I don't like Tom being at home. Like, Tom needs to force some reactions.
He has 36 ARP. Nothing Pisty could have beats 36 ARP, even without chemistry, which I think he's still doesn't
Yeah,
have.
he doesn't have chemistry yet. But he currently just doesn't have the food for it. And Pisty is just sending everything. I think Pisty wants to... Yeah, that is not going to happen, Pisty, that castle. This is, especially with Tom's ARPs here, but... Pisty doesn't know. Tom also doesn't know. But Tom has the ARPs here, and with 37 villagers here, I think this is the swing Tom needs. And I also think it's way too early for Pisty to just send it with the Vils.
I mean, the thing is, he can lose all of those 37 bills and still be ahead of Tom in eco.
Yes. But with that, Pisty calls the GG, and Tom takes game number 3.
GG's. That was a weird game 3.
Yes, that was a very weird one. I think Pisty may have overreacted a bit there with sending like the entire eco. Could have maybe gone up to castle, dropped the castle of his own, tried to trap down Tom, especially since Tom was only on 45 villagers.
Yeah, that raid he got on the wood line is great.
Yeah, I think
the
if
second TC came in too late.
Pisty just there is still no second TC from Tom. It's just settlements. But very great set, and I think Tom getting all the relics forced the reaction from Pisty, which eventually forced the GG.
Yeah, for sure, and that was very well done. You always have to be attentive to those kinds of things when you're playing these kinds of settings, and this map is done with that very much in mind.
Yes.
Zark would be especially pleased with people going for relic victory.
Exactly. Well, this is the first relic victory. Potentially there is one in the other set that we're going to cast, or at least the Geology Weight versus Griffwitch could potentially also have relic and or wonder victories, which then would be the official first relic / wonder victory, since that was played yesterday.
Are we casting that game now?
I'm going to cast that. If you're around to co-cast, feel free to co-cast, but if not, then that's also fine.
No, I'm very happy to join you. Just let me download the Rex, since I understand these are Rex. Yes. Because I would like to be watching at the same time you are.
Yeah, that makes sense. In that case, I will quickly switch over to the civs here. While I get everything else set up, I need to also quickly get the Rex in the correct folder, stuff like that. And then I also need to get the map draft on screen so we know which maps we are watching.
Loads of camel civs for Griffwitch.
Yes.
Persian Saracens, Hindustanis, Gujaras. Geo, we have Byzantine, Spanish, Aztecs, Goths, Malians. That's quite diverse. I do like Spanish. Spanish is a very sneaky pick. Also cheap for this moment it was caught. I wonder how the games will play out.
Let's see, for some reason... Oh, never mind, I was just searching for the wrong name. I was like, why can't I find the Rex? But it all worked out in the end. Right, let's get the map draft updated as well. As we have another Pilgrims game, another Creator game, potentially, and potentially Todaiji as well.
Oh, Todaiji, I really like that map. And Defend the Wonder can be fun, depending on the civs. I'm really looking forward to that game if it ever happens.
Yeah, the thing is with the Defend the Wonder thing will trigger the Wonder countdown if played standard.
Oh, so you have to play Conquest?
Yes, that is the only downside.
Well, we already have the rest of the maps for Relic Victory. We can do a Defend the Wonder.
Exactly. I'm ready to start whenever you are, whenever you have the...
I am at 1 second.
No rush, no rush.
No. I mean, I'm at 1 second in the wreck.
Ah, okay. In that case, we'll count down, and then we can start. 3, 2, 1, go.
Go.
And also let me quickly switch scenes so people also see what I'm seeing. As we have Griffwich playing as the Saracens and Geology Wade playing as the Spanish in the orange.
What a weird generation.
This is a very, very weird generation. Such
This
a
is
huge...
re-worthy.
Yes. Well, luckily there is no... I mean, don't think even... Maybe there is a spot for the TC for Griffwich on that small spot between some of the trees, but neither player going for TC on their starting island. So I think should
That's
all
weird
work out.
that Geo went to the left for his own TC. I'm guessing he wants to drop castle. Well, you're Spanish, of course.
Well,
you want
as the
to...
Spanish, like, is there anything else you would want to do?
Well, against the Saracens, you might as well just give up water, right? But maybe giving up water is a bit too much.
Well, with the new water meta, I'm not sure if you want to just give up water. But both players relatively close, and Geology Wade doesn't really see where Griffwich is, and also the other way around. Does not see where either player are. Griffwich does scout the dock. And first fishing ship coming out for both players.
Everything's been the standard so far.
Yep.
What do you think late game this looks like? Is it better for Spanish, better for Saracens?
I think it will all depends on who gets off the castle drop. Like early game, Spanish definitely very strong with the castle drop. Conquistadors coming out. And with the way that the TC is positioned here for Griffwich, he could really struggle with getting the rest he needs to defend from that.
Well, but he can always go back a bit on the map.
Yes, yes. But if you're already castle dropped and conquistadors are out, it's really hard to defend from that. But the same goes for Griffwich, or for Geology Wade. Like, if he gets castle dropped first, potentially his stone can be denied, his forward gold can be denied. But there's also potential for a very easy wall-off. Like, it's a wall-off on the right side of the wood line, in the middle wood line, and then at the top. And then suddenly Geology Wade only has a third of the map available.
It's interesting that Wade has gone for the sheep when he has a boar right next to him. Oh, now he's going for the boar, okay.
Yes.
That could have cost him a little bit of uptime. But then again, he might just want to go straight to Castle Age, so he's in no rush.
Yeah, I think if you're going for Castle Age, you don't want to invest too much into the fishing ships on water, since you're almost guaranteed to lose it.
At least you can garrison the fish now.
Yes. But potentially... Ooh. Geology Wade does see the two houses from Griffwich, so... Will he or will he not know that Griffwich is there? There's now 5 fishing ships, or 4, 5, 5th one on the way. With only 3 fishing ships from Geology Wade. Whiz up on villagers just a little bit. And I wonder which gold he will go for. Also goes for a barracks. Very forward
That's
barracks,
interesting.
I should add. And as soon as Griffwich will garrison the TC, with the house being there, Geology Wade will be alerted that the TC is there. But he does not see the TC, which just yet.
He doesn't, but he does see the houses on the right,
Yes.
so he could expect it. Will we see the almighty Spanish archers today?
Well, we are going to gold, and we do have a barracks. But with which it's up first.
Militia? Okay.
Could potentially also be for scouting.
True. And in fairness,
And ooh,
Griefwish does not have access to gold that
Also
is
does-
safe on the big island.
just sees the barracks right now. And Geology
And-
Wait now is alerted of the TC location.
Exactly.
But with the militia
Griefwich
being here,
would redo his walls to make sure that nothing else comes out of that barracks. But I think too little too late now.
yeah, with 2 militia, 3 militia now already out. Kinda difficult to finish that wall here. But like the rest of the eco is relatively safe. Barracks now also comes up from Geology Wait, or from Griffwich, as Geology Wait is roaming around.
Yeah, I think Wade is very much picking up on the fact that Griffwich has no safe gold. I think this militia play is
He sees,
interesting because he
sees the
just
gold
wants to
at the
take him
top,
out of that.
isn't the gold at the bottom. How's the knight? And needs to be fought back with fills. Right, house
Barracks
goes
still
up,
not up, by the
villagers are saved. Barracks not being built, even. As
Maybe that's just
Double bit
shift click
comes
after
in.
the house.
blacksmith comes up.
So no archers, no range, no nothing. He's just patrolling around.
Well, I like that he's kind of keeping the Saracen player in his base.
Oh, but Griffwich is going on the gold on his island. That's good.
I like that. As there is a
Yeah,
water
that's
fight
fine.
as well. And with
It
the
won't last long,
transport
though.
ship being there... Oh, galley is being repaired.
You said
And
this was played yesterday, correct?
yes, this was yesterday.
So
This
they
was
could play
still
house
the
if
new
they want.
patch. Yes. But so far what I've seen from players is galleys and fires mainly. So we have a galley on the shoreline where Griffwich was taking some wood or some food earlier. And Man-at-Arms upgrade now from Geology Wade, who is just
That might
taking
be a
out
bit too much.
the transport. Yeah, I don't know what you can realistically accomplish with the Man-at-Arms this late.
Especially
there-
because they're not doing anything right now.
Here's a range now. So there is still a chance for the famous Spanish archers. But unfortunately it's skirmishers.
He doesn't know that he doesn't see the mining cap on the small island, so he may not realize that he's taking gold. So in his mind, he will play for skirmishers, surely. Then again,
Well,
the opponent is
Man-at-Arms.
Saracens with the market.
Man-at-Arms get value because they were camping the gold. Although
Yeah,
there
but
is...
Griffwich is not reacting.
Now he is.
There you go.
But he did lose a Vil. Could lose another one. And I think
This is
Geology Wade
unexpectedly good for Wade.
lose them here to the TC. And Geology
This
Wade
has played
is...
out very differently to what I
Yes.
expected so far.
Yes, I expected a full-on FC Spanish castle drop, and so far we have the Saracen player who is, well, currently has 10 on gold, but very low on gold count, and Geology Wade is the Spanish with a very high gold count. And he is also going to stone now, so it will still be a race to Castle Age.
I think Wade is a bit overwhelmed right now because he has a lot of galleys, but his galleys are all over the
Yes,
map.
galleys are on the side.
He's losing
and
water.
Could really do with like 1 or 2 good water fights, as he's going for the market, wants to balance out his eco a bit.
Griff, which like you would expect from the Saracen player, is already with the market up. And he'll definitely use it to his advantage here.
As you say that, there's the market abuse. And Castle Age is on the way. As we see a second range coming up, skirmishers are out for Geology Wade, who is also up to the Castle Age.
Now that the new patch is out and Mamluks receive extra bonus damage from skirmishers, I would like to see more bonus damages done from the skirmishers to the conks. I don't know which dev has a son that mains Spanish, but the fact that they keep receiving buffs, in spite of the rest of the civs keep getting nerfs,
Yes.
doesn't make me happy.
Well, there is a fire now for Geology Wade, which is taking out all of the galleys.
Yeah, fire is super counter now, the galley play. They're actually good.
Well, tower is up on the gold. And Griff
And
Witch
it's
is...
going to be a castle drop, so Geo,
Yes,
Wade's
Spanish.
position is very good. As of now.
Spanish has 10 on stone and Griff Witch 5, but did sell a lot of his stone to get up. And is now forced into a stable to deal with the skirmishers. And so far, Galley still being annoying. Fires from Geology Wade. As we see a Hulk, there is a Hulk.
Let's go.
And the fire goes down real fast. And that is even without the forging upgrade.
Yeah.
But with 2 fires
they're
being
very
there,
good at what they do.
some fishing ships will go down. But I think
I
as
don't
soon
like
as the
that
other Hulk is out, the fires will go down.
I don't like that castle one bit. That achieves nothing.
That could be way more forward to at least deny the gold and kill the tower. I do like the stone walls here from Geology Wade.
Yeah, that's good. If you could extend them to the shoreline, that would be great.
Yeah, to like right here. I also would not have minded the castle being a bit more on the shoreline to deny that wood. And we also see Elite Skirm coming in. But Elite Skirms versus Knights still feels pretty sad. But castle is up. And will we see Conquistadors?
We see a missionary first, which is funny.
Well, missionaries can now carry relics. And there's a relic right there in the base. Is there any other relics? Ooh, there's another relic right next to the monastery. And there's also a siege
I
workshop.
don't like the siege workshop right away. Conch and Mangonel, and it's so hard to stop.
Yes. I do have to say, so far this game is still relatively even. Like, both players still have stuff on water. I think Geology Wade is more in a pushing position with the siege workshop forward, and Griff Witch goes for a defensive
Another
castle.
ram here. Wade's going for rams, but I'm not sure that's the play.
Yeah, with the castle being there, I don't think you can realistically push a lot further with the ram than maybe what you're currently pushing.
It's interesting because at the start of Feudal Age, he was so he was paying so much attention to that wood, to that gold line. But then that castle doesn't deny the gold at all.
Yes. Also, there's a surprising lack of conquistadors coming from that castle.
Yeah,
I
right.
think his eco
but-
is not really set up for it.
Yeah, but you can mark it a bit up. I think there's a little bit of a macro mismanagement.
Yes. But there is a mango out now, and skirms. First conquistador is out as well. And I wouldn't mind just seeing a tower Like on the right side of that siege workshop to be annoying with the gold.
Yeah, I agree. Tower will be nice. We need to go back to stone though. The big problem for Wade now is that he has way too many on wood and little on nothing else. And everything else actually. Oh, that's a lot of skirms there.
Oh, he is grabbing the relics. Currently has 2. Third one coming in. With the monk.
Also, there was the bit where he decided to go lead skirm, which I guess it was because he feared the crossbows would take good care of the conquistadors. But at some point, conquistadors are just too good even for crossbow.
Yes. Also, Riftwitch sneakily going out to the gold at the top, but conquistadors might find that.
Imagine he had more conquistadors right now. That golden would be dead. Well, he didn't notice it. Amazingly lucky from Riftwitch there.
Yes. And so far, also 3 relics. Does have some extra gold income. Rest collected. Geology weight is ahead. And conversions coming in. 1 knight converted.
I think Riftwitch will take that.
Yeah,
No
that
mangonels.
is taking out the
No
mangonels, killing the skirms.
He forces a panic wall. Yeah, Wade is a bit uncomfortable here. His push
Kind of
has
died.
not been as successful as he would have expected.
The conquistadors
that
are
really
still
comes to
roaming
the lack
around
of
in the back,
conquistadors.
but
Oh,
think-
and the crossbows are through on the base, on the south. This is going to be a great raid.
will he notice this?
Don't need the DC. Don't. Well,
Could have been worse.
could have been a great raid. It's still fine. Good damage. Oh, and he hasn't left. Nice.
More damage. Forces a tower on the gold. Meanwhile,
That should be it.
geology weight is there on the gold with 2 conquistadors.
Nice. Well, but Riftwitch notices right away, which is very good.
Yes, he sends the weak knights.
Also, the tower foundation is there, but no one is building it. That's weird.
Might be a shift key,
Maybe a chip click. Yeah.
but so far, like it's more monks, or rather missionaries, and not a lot of conquistadors, which I fully expected.
It's weird, right?
And-
Because it's power unit.
Yes.
Really want conquistadors with Spanish.
Well, Bloodlines now comes in
Furthermore,
for the
you really don't
conquistadors.
want conquistadors as the opponent.
And
I think Wade is
eco-wise,
playing into Riftwitch playing.
yeah, I think the longer this goes, the worse it gets for geology weight, given that he has basically no room to expand to, and Griffwitch can just expand to the other half of the map. Like, the right side is completely uninhabited, and Griffwitch has such an easy time to just move back if he's pushed.
Yeah, I think
And
Tom
then-
Wade needs to do something like place another castle up north to secure just a bit more space. But he'll soon run out of, well, not soon, but eventually he will run out of gold. As that tower is still not being built.
Yeah, geology weight said it's a stupid Vilbug. Yeah, we do see quite a few targeted conversions, but also quite a few missionaries going down. Or not a lot of conversions. If you see heavy plow now coming in.
ICMT's question. I think Elo is between 13 and 1400, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes. Elo is indeed between 13 and 1400. Although I do not know the exact Elos. I would have hoped that it would have just been included with the racks. But unfortunately it is not. Third TC now coming up for Geology Wade. Just 2 TCs from Griffwitch. with more conversions. And I do have to say that, like, the conversions for Geology Wade could have been worse.
But they will come to a point. Well, it will no longer matter because the army numbers will be much higher.
Yes, but so far there's
They
only
won't play.
4 knights on the field for Griffwitch. And then there's of course the crossbows, which are countered by the skirms.
The scary thing is that Saracens being Saracens, he can always just market his way up to him.
Yes.
And Trebs are a scary thing on maps like this, where there's so much stone.
Yeah, I think the main thing for Geology Wade right now, as the tower foundation did get deleted, as it was unneeded anymore. But I think for Geology Wade, his main priority should be getting his eco set up so he can go up to Imperial Age to try to get the advantage with the trap war.
Griffwitch is placing a lot of castles, a lot of stables. I'm guessing he wants light cap. But that's only to deal with the bonks, right? Oh, that's a forward castle. That's not gonna happen. You have 3 conks, that's never going to happen. And it forces a defense. Well, that castle being defensive is nice, actually. If he forces that, at least that's good. But that's not a good castle.
What time are you at? Because I feel like I'm behind a bit.
I am at 37:35.
I'm at 36:30.
What?
Yeah, I'm not sure, like... Alright. I'll let you know when I'm at... you're at 37...
Yeah, I didn't speed up, mind you.
You're at 37 or at 37 something?
37:44.
44, okay, then I'll just go until 44.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm not sure, like, I'm on 1.7 times speed or just regular speed. But
Yeah,
indeed,
right,
castle will be denied.
Yeah, that's not a good castle at all.
Right, I'm at 37:45.
Nice. Whenever you're up for it.
Right, 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, but I think that...
will tie to the light cap.
Yes, I think the second castle is where the first one should have been.
I agree, but that second castle is not going up either now.
No. Well,
Although
there's a lot of crossbows that are dying.
But even without the range of the castle, they should still... Yeah, there you go. Just make sure. Well, let's see if he notices. Yeah, there comes the cab. That castle isn't going up. Things are looking dire for Wade now.
Yeah, but Griffwitch, he gets the eco lead now, but still behind in rest collected. As we see medium warships coming in for Wade, who once again is fighting water.
That's interesting.
Still has some of these galleys here on the right that are chilling.
We were talking about expanding. Wade could use his gigantic starting island to get some gold.
Yeah, he could get some gold or stone there. He could also just transport the vales from the starting island over and just create a whole new colony on the right side of the map.
If Griffwitch realizes he can sell all his wood and click up, and that's what he's doing, I think. Yeah, he'll be up very soon.
Yes. And with that, Geology Wade is nowhere near clicking up. Like, he has the gold, but buying the food after the Saracens already abused the market feels like it's not something you would realistically want to do. We'll need to delete the castle foundation, and he does.
And Griffwitch clicks up.
Wait. I assumed... No, never mind. Geology weight. Almost clicks... No, there is just a bit more food missing. But is idling his TCs, trying to get that. Raids are coming in from Griffwitch, but pikemen are there to defend. And under the TC, the light cap will...
That's very good for weight.
Yes.
Those light cap were being very annoying. He should have walled that side though. He's been harassed all the time there.
Yes. Well, Griffwitch is also doing a great job of just expanding his eco towards the back.
Yeah, it's been very solid.
Yeah.
He's been reacting very well
Because
to the first.
he's also now attacking on water. Won the water fight. Also got the warships upgrade. Denies a dock, denies... No, does not deny the other dock, but I don't think 2 dock production will be enough here. And water might fall. And I would like to see a second castle from Geology Weight. I know its resources are kinda stretched right here. But there is...
But once he sees him, he needs to do it very defensively.
Yes. And Griffwitch also was for a monastery, wants to grab the relic. So I don't think we will see relic victory this game. Griffwitch goes for Bracer, as Geology Weight is going for some infantry upgrades. Maybe expecting more scouts. So he's finally picking up the pace with the Conquistador production. But still only 1 TC, 2 traps are out for Griffwitch. And I think we will just see the Spanish castle being trapped out immediately.
Honestly, I would just try and get conscription out of that castle and let it go. Don't think you'd even make time for conscription.
I think in that case you would want to get chemistry as well to start bombard cannon production.
Oh yeah, for sure, but I mean the castle is about to go down.
Yeah, and I don't think repairs will be on time here. And army numbers insane for Griffwitch, and for Geology Weight it's not really there. Like he's going on to skirms now, but like a few light cav even will clear that up.
Which the opponent has already teched into.
Exactly. Although it's missing the second armor.
With that amount of R behind, well, crossbow now, I don't think. You just need them to tank a bit.
Yes.
It's interesting because the way the game went, all the way to feudal, Wade was really looking in a good position. But he mentioned something in chat earlier about a build bug. I wonder how that affected his gameplay all around.
Yeah, I hope it will not affect the future games too much. If it is indeed a build bug that is currently in game.
I just don't think the current position, unfortunately, is salvageable.
Geology Weight says in chat that he got it fixed for future games, which is good to hear.
Nice, that's good at least.
But
Clinker construction, that's a funny tech.
4 traps now. Goes for the monastery with the relics.
I would like to see chemistry from Griffwitch.
Yeah, I think if your initial castle position was a bit more forward, Geology Weight, you would have denied this gold so hard. And perhaps even denied the castle here.
But
it's
even with that
also-
initial
yeah.
castle, which wasn't the nicest, but you can still, I think the misplay was just not relying on conks more.
Yeah, not being able to do more damage because, like we said earlier, like Riftwitch just has all this room to expand to, which he's done very nicely. And for Geology bait, it's kind of like, where does he expand to from here? Like he's being pushed, he cannot extend towards the back. As the push continues, or will it continue? Because there is
We've now reached fully upgraded skirms, which is nice. And there is Halb out, so there maybe is a chance. Maybe. Question mark.
I don't think the eco is there to support a full trash spam, unfortunately.
Not for long, anyway.
That's the base in the north. It's now targeted by the traps. And
Yeah, those builds.
Saracen Arbs might as well be called mangonels as well with how fast they take out the siege workshop. Skirmishers move in, but I think it's too little too late at this point. No, bombard cannons are out, traps are out. Castle might fall. Will be repaired.
I think Riftwitch is a bit out of position. Well, he has so many arcs that it won't really matter. He will win this fight anyway.
He will win the fight. Castle. Will it go down? I think with the Lycaf being there,
Well,
I think
I don't know. Yeah, but the arcs are just great. You know? Wade has done a good job with the bomber cannons,
yes.
but I don't think it will be enough.
Castle stays up surprisingly long. Traps get sniped.
Great hold from Riftwitch, honestly.
Yes. So traps are down. There is a bombard cannon, but it's on the way to the front lines. It's not there yet. And we see more light cav coming in. There is another monastery with a monk coming out for the relics. I will currently just stand there. And monk will go down. And there are now currently 6 traps at the front. We'll need to be wary of the bomber cannon.
In a world where ecos were somewhat similar, maybe you would transition perhaps into paladins, which would be very short-lived against the Saracens, of course, but he's playing like R. But other than that, I don't know what you need to do right now.
I also don't mind the help skirm play.
True, but then he can just do hand cannoneers, right? Well, hand cannoneers will be taken care of by his guns.
Exactly.
Oh, he can do champs, actually.
Yeah, but champ feels like it is such a long time before you transition into champs.
Fair. Well, you could do Mamluks, honestly.
But they are now countered by skirms. See, help
Well, it's
skirm,
only
perfect combo, help skirms. That's all you need.
So you're saying house skirm win games?
I've seen pure skirm
Wade
win
is
game.
trying to go.
So
Wade is trying to go back into water, but he's also losing a ton of ills on the shorelines. Quite the massacre there.
that is very rough. There's still one lone war galley chilling on the side.
I mean, in fairness, half skirm has halted the push from Riftwitch.
Yes. I think the main issue is that now he needs to push the castle. And he needs to control his army in a way that the helps are dealing with the light cav and the skirms are dealing with the ARPs. And that is very tough. very tough to
Really
micro.
caught out by the light cab, yeah.
As we see, well, all the light gaff go down.
Alvar is taken. Not to be underestimated for sure.
Yes, and to be fair, Griffwitch was also missing the final armor on his ARP. And some of the traps also roll forward, trying to take out the castle.
Griffiths just needs better arm here, honestly. Like, you're now being...
He just needs more numbers before he dives, I think.
Yeah, but I think you can switch from arm to something else.
Yes. Well, currently he only has 2 ARP. He has... Is Geology Wade actually pushing this back?
With full light cap, he will die to Housker. Like, he needs a power unit. He needs a better unit. He could do Mamelukes, but it would be slow.
Yeah, he also only has 1 castle.
He needs something else. Well, no, 2. He has 1 in the back as well.
Yes, he has 1 at the front here as well that he just put up. That I completely missed.
But he's about to lose it too. I'm surprised. This has been very good by Wade to push it back. I think it's been a bit sloppy by Griffwitch, but great way to hold without the map control.
Yes, it is a great hold. But now he needs to push. And he's kind of... Well, he's not running out of res, but in gold might become an issue.
I think he needs to start crawling with castles just to secure his position. 1 castle and then another castle and then another castle.
But before he does that, there are still some traps here that need to be taken care of as well.
With that said, Griffwitch just added 2 more TCs in the back. His eco expansion has been great this game so far.
Yes, he's done a really great job of just expanding his eco, trying to claim map control. I would love to see some more water stuff from him. Like, there is a cannon galleon, but that cannon galleon will be taken out by the fires. And
well, in all honesty, from Wade's side at least, he has done a great job in not building his things so that they could be ranged by the buildings, by the Navy.
Yes, except for that 1 TC, where he lost a bunch of vills.
Yeah, well, but that was earlier in the game.
Yes.
Game starting to aim more towards the north now. A castle over there that would be really nice. It would secure the gold.
Yes. And more ARPs going to be in queue, but only 14 Hussar, and like you said, like, Wade needs to crawl forward slowly with castles. And Wade does exactly that. And this is great unit control, honestly. Trying to get the helps in position. Killing some of the Hussar. Unfortunately, the bomber cannons go down.
I think you're happy with that trade if you're Wade. I know the bomber cannon missing is not great, but you didn't lose the traps. You can continue moving forward.
Yes. Yeah, I think
and
not losing everything here is most important. Like, losing 1 or 2 is still completely fine. And army numbers are looking great. Eco-wise, still really even. As Geology Wade currently almost floating 2k gold. Which, a lot of that is from the relics. Like, these relics have been such a eco boost for him.
Yeah, he only needs gold for the siege now. Because he's purely trash.
Everything else is trash, but as fast as the castle came up, that is how fast it will go down. Like I said, he needed to deal with these traps earlier.
We have the traps there unpacked. It would be sad to lose the castle. That's rough.
Yes, more castles coming up in the back, more stables coming up in the back. And Griffwitch's eco not really set up for full Hussar spam. But also not the worst. 42 vills could definitely make something happen here. The
This game
monk.
has been very different
Monk
all the
is
way
safe.
from the start from what I expected,
Yes.
but it's been great.
It is a great game. I also love taking back the water. And as I say that, Griffwitch is making a castle on the water, on the shoreline with the dock. So is also thinking about water. Geology Wait now. Attacking into Cavalier, getting chain barding armor.
Oh, that's interesting. He does have a lot of build now.
Yes. And Griffwitch is the one with gold problems. Where I was saying earlier that Geology Wait might run into problems. Actually not the case, and I think with just Cavalier and the final armor, I think he could just take care of everything that Griffwitch is currently making. Especially with the help
Fair enough,
being
the way
there.
he actually remembered the starting island, transported his fills back there, and he's taking the rest available there too. That's very nice.
That is huge.
And now he has water control.
Goes
And
for a
there are
TC there
3
as well.
castles that could be ranged from cannon galleons.
Spanish cannon galleons, that is.
Yeah, exactly. I think if we survive in the north a bit, we should be pushing.
Yeah, with the helps there, I think we should be fine. Though the scrims need to focus on the ARPs. And I do think if we teched into Cavalier earlier, with only 4 stables, we need way more stables than 4 if we want to do the Cavalier switch.
Paladin is nice, but we don't even need Paladin, just
no, I think
loads of Cavalier.
Just Cavalier. Like, I think Paladin with the current food eco you have is kind of a waste. Especially with how the push is going currently.
What he's struggling with the most is space for farms. He can't really get a food eco because he doesn't have the space for it.
Yes. He also does not really know how far Griffwitch has expanded towards the back. Like, he scouted the back, like, early game with the Conquistadors, but hasn't really been there. And Griffwitch has done a great job of just holding the line.
Griffwitch sees the Cavalier. Does he tech into something else now?
You need the final armor, and you need way more than just 4 with the ARPs there.
Yeah.
I think the final armor for the Cavalier is so important. If you want to take those fights.
Sand Mamelukes here. But alas, the game has not got out.
Technically, I think there is an overchop on the woodline in Geology Wait's base. So Griffwitch could run in with some Hussar and just be very annoying. But final armor coming in.
The Cavalier too much.
Yeah, I think just army in general. I think give up the north. Sounds bad, but give up the north, mass some army, and try to make a push happen again.
Oh, that's sweet. Sweet, thanks, you.
Ooh, that might be ah. Thanks for the tip. This makes a lot more sense in terms of player positioning. Switching them around. Procaster. But fires will die to the castle, and we see a lot of docks potentially coming up.
Oh no, the Hussars are in. The Hussars are in. Oh no.
Hussars are in, but they run into Castle Fire and Halberdiers.
Yeah, that was.
But I think Griffwitch knowing that it's Griffwitch knowing that it is open might just choose to send more Hussars into the eco. And I think Geology Weight is crumbling here a bit. Currently at 140 pop.
Where those builds going?
North is
Field
getting
count has
cleaned
dropped
up.
massively.
Yeah, not only Vil count, army count as well. And Griffwitch still at 200 pop. Docks? Yeah, there we are. Docks are being built now. So we might see some water being taken back. Cannon Galleon on the water now, taking out a castle. That is nice.
That's good, yeah. I mean, it might be too little too late, but it's a good play nevertheless. I think the Cavalier switch was the correct play, but he kept feeding the Arab.
Yes, I think if you do that, you need to wait until you have like 20, 30 of them.
Yeah. You
That's
also
right.
have skirms, right? So you can just send all of them together. And if you take one good fight, it snowballs from there.
Yes, I also think just missing that final armor was really something that he needed. That's over. There's only 4 traps for Griff Witch. And Geology Weight is getting back up in population. And he hasn't noticed his castle being taken out by the Cannon Galleon. Water fights soon. Currently it's just galleons, some Hulk or Carracks mixed in.
Paladin is being researched.
Well, he has 22 Cavaliers now. But I think he is lacking the gold. And
I think if you're switching to Paladins, you have to give up water, but you can't afford everything at this point.
No, not with the current map position, although... Wait, not that button. This button. Gold is also slowly running out. Currently 6.5k gold left on the map.
And a lot of that is the gold on the north that's not been taken by any of them.
Yes.
Well, that's the Cavalier going forward. I wouldn't go to raid with them though.
No, you need them to clear up the army. To be fair,
Okay,
army
that's the
numbers now in favor of Wade again. And he did take out
one good fight.
He did take out a castle. Will he take out the second castle that is right there, or will he just start taking out lumber camps?
He needs to keep in mind, he's playing Saracen, so camels should come soon. So he needs to get more help.
Right as you say that, a heavy camel rider being researched.
Yeah.
But I do think for the camels, you just want to put your helps in front and just run away with your paladin.
Yeah, exactly. Just get more help out.
Yes. And camel rider 25 in queue. Even more now. And Geology Weight does secure the top gold. That is almost 3k gold. That is secured with the castle.
Yeah, that's very true.
Does have
and it's a great position to hold.
Does have his cannon galleon on the castle as well. Castle in the bottom, not so much.
That cannon galleon will not leave for much more. There's like 20 fires right next to it.
Yeah, there we go. Rest in peace, cannon galleon. You will be missed. That cannon galleon was great because it took out another castle. But Geology Weight now, unfortunately, is missing out on like a lot of space again because he will lose water. But I think
this is the point where you realize you're dead.
I think he still has a chance. Although his pop is desperately dropping, I think a lot of
really rough.
Yeah, that feels rough. Like he needs to get more TCs up. Also, he needs to take care of these traps. Like these 4 traps are still the 4 starting traps that were part of that initial 6 trap push.
Well, that's what we had the paladins for, right? But we couldn't get them to kill.
Yes.
Also, there's another castle right there in that goal, and the traps are right there again. But there's a lot of bombard cannons there. Maybe they could take down the traps.
Yeah, we need halberdiers now, just pure halberdiers.
Yeah. But we don't have the wood.
Yeah, wood is the biggest issue. But I am surprised Griffwich hasn't sent in more Hussar to raid. It is still, like, there is another overchop. And
I
the
think for all
eco
of the good
is
things he's done
very
this game,
raidable.
he's been very passive when in a commanding position. And that has costed him a bit. It's made the game
Yes.
go much later than it necessarily needed.
Yeah, missing bow saws definitely not helping with the wood problems.
Oh, yeah,
but
That's like the 5th castle that's going down to the traps.
yes. And I think we might see the GG call relatively soon now. Now that Griffwich is at 200 pop, geology weight
What a game.
barely scraping by with 100. As we now see the Hussar raids coming in.
I haven't watched many games of this tournament so far, but this is certainly the best as of now.
I think it's been an insane push by geology weight from his position, but also a great hold from Griffwich.
Yeah, I think both made many mistakes and also did great stuff. The game was
Yes.
quite back and forth. And it was really entertaining. We also saw a lot of units being made. All on water. Different tech switches on that.
Yeah, we saw basically everything you would want in a Pilgrims game, where we now also see Griffwich starting to patrol the shorelines with his water. Orbs did get tuned up for with a lot of the paladins there. Don't think it will be
That's
enough.
True.
As the traps once again
thing
roll
is-
forward.
Griffwich has Saracen Market, so he can always sell us resources he's floating to get the gold.
Yes.
He is short on gold too, though. He needs the gold in the north. Then
Yeah,
again,
I think that
he's
is why he
much
was
more
so
ahead.
desperate with the castle being placed there.
For a Pilgrims game, shocking lack of unique units from both players.
Well, I think currently for what Geology Weight is making, the comp that Griffwich is going for makes sense. But earlier on, definitely Mamelukes and Conquistadors would have made more sense, in my opinion.
Yeah, on that early castle push, it would have been great.
Well, no raids, but the Hussar are starting to get in more and more. Traps are looping around, presumably to take out either the castle or the monastery with the tree relics. And there we see
More than 100,
GG
there you go.
is called. And game one goes to Griffwich.
That was very good.
It only took 314 Hussar, 283 ARPs, camels, and of course a whole lot of other units. That was a
What a
great
start
game.
to the set.
Yes. And the timeline as well, like it is all over the place. A lot of technologies were researched. I think if we go to technologies, yeah, like both players are at 48 researched technologies. And let's see the clicky clickies real fast before we hop into game number 2.
There was a moment in late Castle Age early in where Wade looked really, really dead from the map position point of view.
Yes.
And he did a great effort into getting himself back into the game. Honestly, great play from both.
Yes. Yeah, really great game. Really, really great game. As we can hop into game number 2, which is on Crater. And let me know when you are ready.
I am on 3 seconds
Right.
in the game.
So am I. Right. 3, 2, 1, go. As we have Geology Weight with the Aztecs and Griffwitch with the Hindustanis. Now, which shift do you prefer here?
Well, I like Aztecs better for the opening parts of the game. But I think the minute Hindustanis get to Gulam, and then Aztecs struggle a lot. At least until it gets Jaguar Warriors.
Well, given the lack of unique units last game, I don't think we will see a lot of unique units this game. And potentially,
like
we can see, of course, Aztecs grabbing all the relics and then having insane gold counts.
Yeah, remember this is standard victory, so getting the relics is very important in this map if you can.
Which is what we saw in the previous set with Tom Aquinas grabbing all of the relics.
But yeah, I would like to see a lot of Metatom's aggression from Wade with Aztecs. The map is set up for that.
I wouldn't mind it. Like, all his golds are forward. For Griffwitch, he has a somewhat safe gold off to the side, I would say.
I like that he's luring his deer. Opponent is just doing the scouting, which is reasonable.
Yeah, I think this early
all that extra reds.
It's fine. But pushing in the deer definitely helps, especially since his deer is so far away from the berries. Like for Wade, I don't think he wants to go for a mill on the hunt, so he's kind of forced to push. For Griffwitch, I could see him just making a mill on the berries and then pushing it towards the berries.
Yeah, I agree. Very much so. He's even walling there. That's funny.
Yeah, it is, of course, unwallable terrain, but I understand the idea of wanting it a bit more secured, having somewhat of a wall of potential. This Geology Weight is making a house on his wood line. Trying to get
I'm guessing the thought process of going Hindustanis here is you want to open scouts. But if you recognize that Aztecs are going to open likely militia line or something towards that, you would like to get the range first, right?
Yes. Yeah, I think in this Civ matchup, as we see the mill actually on the Ibex instead of on the berries.
I liked it on the berries, honestly. He had a good position.
Yes.
Oh well. Such is life.
Geology Weight still pushing in all of his deer. Has done a great job of pushing in his deer. Like, there's still a few left, but pretty much everything under his TC is working. Doesn't have too much of hunt under his TC.
Will we see an early barracks, or will we just see a regular rush?
With the 6 on wood currently, I would assume... Yep, there's the barracks.
Follow-up question is, will we see the militia before or after we click up? I would imagine after.
Well, with how close we are to currently clicking up, I would say just click up first. I also really, really hate that Griffwitch there walked into the TC, but of course it is not really visible like where the TC is. as is on Arabia, where you can potentially scout for wood lines a bit more easily.
I would agree with you, but then I eat the TC all the time in Arabia, so it's
Fair.
I'm not
Good-
one
good
to say
point.
anything.
Good point. Good point. But oh, scout. No, scout goes down. Scout goes
Nice.
down to a villager, and both players are up. And there's the militia.
That's the first militia. Nice.
Now I would like to see the mining camp, indeed. And it is next to the barracks, which I like. That gives it a bit more protection. And Griffwich, also on gold, does not have the mining camp just yet, so these villagers are just long hauling it for now. Wait, will scout the villager on gold. So might assume that there is going to be an archer follow-up, as there is militia from Griffwich as well.
Will we see the Tom special to go hit somewhere we shouldn't be hitting?
Well, currently it's 4 soon to be men-at-arms, as the archery range now comes up. And we do
we
see...
have 2 wheels on, and we can't upgrade to men-at-arms. Let's wait. He needs to on Q1.
Yeah, not really anything under his TC that he can drop off, unfortunately. Don't run into the TC. Ooh, that feels terrible.
Play it. Yeah.
And now
well,
you kinda-
honestly, he did very little damage.
That is true.
Surprisingly.
And with the eagle there, I think the eagle just needs to run.
Oh, well, too little too late.
Yeah, the eagle, of course, gets countered quite hard by these men-at-arms. But with the number advantage, takes care of all the army. And Griffwich is forced to drop a second mill because he didn't push his Ibex.
I'm thinking of all the times I've casted this map with Zark last tournament, and every time he would accuse everyone of being a nerd for pushing the deer. Well, there's the consequences of not being a nerd.
Yeah, I think it's still okay, but you would rather spend that wood on farms currently, I think.
Yeah.
There
Even
is a
a-
tower
even a
up for
backstop.
Griffwich, but I think you can just...
Although farms are in dire need right now.
Yes, although both players have 9 on food. Men-at-arms not really accomplishing that much, like no eco kills, but they force the archers to stay at home for a bit longer. As there are archers from Geology Wade chilling in their archery range. Tower goes up on the gold. Market, house, and that is a nice semi-wall for Geology Wade.
That's maybe a bit of a panic tower, because that means now he can't really protect his wood line.
Yes.
So he could make himself very exposed there.
Potentially he could still use the market, buy some extra stone, as there is one villager on the wrong side of the gold.
Classic.
We'll walk all the way around. Archers moving forward for Geology Wade, as the archers are forward from Griffwich.
Well,
As
at the
we
very
see-
least, that tower is accomplishing the gold protection,
yes,
which it's set up
and
to do.
Geology Wade also going onto stone, so is thinking about getting the stone for that second tower. And now here is
Griffwich
the
as well, though.
issue for Griffwich. Since he towered the wood line, he cannot tower his gold.
Well, he has switched
So-
to some builds to stone as well.
Yes.
And honestly, he does well to keep that in mind. He really wants golems in Castle Age.
Yes, especially in this matchup. The archers from Griffwich, I assume they died to the TC and or the tower Yeah, the
A little
tower
bit of
has
this, a little bit
tower
of
has
that.
3 kills. But fletching
Honestly,
coming in now for Griffwitch, so could start pushing out.
what would you think if, as Wade, you go and tower close to the blacksmith so he can take either one of the stones?
Like around where the archers are, like on the hill. I think that would be.
Kinda, yeah.
I think you would want the
I
first tower a bit further back to make it a proper tower rush in that case. Like one tower does really little. But Eagle now out.
Also, I think
so
you'd want to go forward if you're doing that, like a range forward or something.
yes, but so far, well, he has the stone for a tower on his wood line. Not really needing it because he's playing really well with the pressure forward. Dealing with the eagles. Denying some stone.
Very
Needs
good game
to
so
run
far
away.
from both.
Yes.
Very even. I do like how Wade has added his farm in eco. If he can continue to add that, he will be up very
Yes.
shortly.
Also has both players have horsepower. It's also really nice from both players. Like,
Oh, Geo doesn't have bow solo. That double with X, that's rough.
could get it, has the rest for it, but I think that is something that you kind of forget
Suspect you
to
have at this point.
kind of forget to click, and then maybe somewhere when you click up the castle, or even when you reach
Yeah, you
Castle
go.
Age, you kind of think about it again.
You go and get Boso and realize you never got double with X.
Exactly. I don't think these archers will accomplish too much. And
Well, that one did. He
Griffwitch,
died under the tower.
Griffwitch being forced into skirms will hurt his uptime. But
Like we
both
said,
food ecos
Army Nico
really
is very
nice.
nice from both of them.
Yeah, army's looking nice. Eco setup is also great for both. Although with Aztecs,
Oh, tower.
is that the tower you meant earlier?
It is a tower for sure. I don't think it's bad, especially because he's taking that stone.
Yeah, I think you also deny the gold here, and you could potentially just place a mining camp and start taking that.
Yeah, for sure. I think it may be a little bit too late, but maybe not.
It's fine. It's fine. Like, you are denying, and there is definitely not enough on stone here to...
As he clicks up to Castle Age, that's very good.
Yes. Now comes the point where I would transition some of these farmers and put them either on more stone or put them on wood. Or maybe gold even. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of these dudes on gold are on the wrong side of the mining camp again.
Yeah, that's so annoying. Even go to the main gold, but it's actually in a better position.
Yes.
Oh, I don't
Well,
like those walls.
Tower got deleted, but there is a forward barracks with 3 villagers.
Honestly,
Yes.
you forced a very bad tower from blue right there. You can
Yes.
still deny that stone
Yeah, you can
with another tower.
tower the hill.
Exactly. I don't think he's thinking about that right now.
Well,
But
he is not
definitely should.
on stone anymore. As I say that, he buys
there you
more
go.
stone for the tower. And Griffwitch just opens the wall, but I think that with the tower and the skirms there, you don't want to dive, at least not until your eagles hit Castle Age. And what I really would love to see is open with the monastery and try to get the relics.
Yeah, I would agree. Especially because you know opponent is trying to go for golems, and you will not have too great a counter anyway. You might as well get a few monks out already.
Yes. And if you dive,
And for eagles.
with
Lot
the
of
eagle, dive with all the eagles.
Yeah.
Workshop is up, but not really there with res-wise to make anything out of it. And there's the castle. I like that castle position, honestly. It defends a stone, it defends a gold. Like the gold on the side is so exposed compared to this one.
Like you're also not investing any resources in dealing with Geology's attack. You just don't respect it and move forward. I like that.
Yes, and Geology does see the castle, but it's way too late to deny it. Might kill a vill or two, but I think that is the extent of the raid here, and will need to run, and with Gulams now being produced, the Geology weight might be in a bad position here. But we said that last game, and then he still made something happen. One starry in the middle. Not sure if I like that. I mean, sure, you grab the relics fast, but with the Gulams being out now...
What I definitely don't like is that range. I don't think we need a range now at all.
Yeah, Gulams are kinda anti-archer units.
Longswords, okay. That's not a bad shout. Although in Castle Age, Gulam still kind of wins because it's a stupid unit.
Yeah, Monk is in the monastery, but as soon as he hops out, will be sniped by all the army there. There is a lone mangonel that will unfortunately die.
What do you aim towards now as the Aztecs? You kind of want to go Jags?
I think it's too late for Jags at this point.
You think he's dead already?
Well, there's Gulams on the fields, and what do you have to counter the Gulams?
Nothing, really. Well, we're trying to get into longswords now. But it's just such a heavy investment. And Gulams, you don't need any of that. Oh, what happened with that wall? It's open. That never got built.
Just never got built.
Fucking shift click.
Well, there is a reaction in the TC. So Gulams are forced back for now.
That's very good. But see, well, there's numbers disadvantage, of course, and the hill.
It's numbers advantage and the hill. I think the longsword still did okay. It's not great, not terrible either. As there are more Gulams, and TC now comes up on the stone. So we're definitely thinking about our own castle. And we're thinking about walling. I think we also need a TC on the wood line. Like, the wood line is at this point the most important part of the eco that is still unprotected. Griffwich also has an open wood line, but with the tower there and the aggression being fully forward. And once again taking uphill fights. But a lot of the Gulams get cleared. Even with the uphill fights.
I don't think you could ask for a better fight than that, honestly. Considering the circumstances, I think Geo should be happy with that. He didn't take that much damage eco-wise. That's still open though, right? Yeah, that's definitely still open. Okay, no, it's not. Still, he's walling to the sides, and the sides are unwallable, so he can go in if he so chooses.
Yes. Also, arson now being in, so houses will go down faster. Towers coming up. And Geology Wait did a good job of just keeping up with the eco count, but what do you do against 17, 18 Gulams?
You die, that's what you do. We've seen a lot of phosphor lately with the Viper playing King of the Desert and so on. I think Hindustanis are really underestimated in that aspect of their gameplay. Gulams are a fantastic unit to do it with. They're so cheap too.
Yeah, and also don't forget that the Hindustani have a food discount on the villagers.
Yeah, such a well-rounded too. Honestly, I'm surprised it hasn't gotten more nerfs than they is.
No, I think in the standard meta play, if you play scouts, then you don't get knights, so that feels kind of bad.
There's
But
a hole
there
in
is
the
a
wood
hole
line.
in the wood line. He notices. Quick wall. Let's
Oh,
go.
nice. Good call.
But I think with Arson being in,
Yeah, it won't make
like,
much of a difference, really.
this will break, unfortunately. Another wall behind. Another wall behind.
Still,
And
will I
honestly,
like to see that?
props to Geology Wade for just like he's still keeping up in terms of eco numbers. He's falling behind, of course. But
Yeah, he's done a
for
very good
under
job
how
for a
much
hold.
yes,
He's
for under how much
not
pressure he is, it's a great hold.
But now there's a forward castle and we can't do anything about that.
Yes, it denies the 1 gold we're taking. The other gold is off to the side and we walled it out.
Yeah, that's rough.
As
Oh, and
the
the golems are in the wood line.
golems are
Yeah,
in on the
that's
wood
key.
line. We need to run, but longswords are there.
Well, they're watching.
Weird engagement moments, but golems get cleared up.
Thanks, D.
At least the golems on the front or on the wood line. But at the same time,
Nice.
golems are in on the gold. The castle
Oh,
went up.
down to 29 vills. Oh my god.
As there is now enough stone for a castle. And castle will be on the side next to the gold stone. But I think at this point, 23 villagers might be too
Nothing
little
to
too
be done,
late.
unfortunately.
Now, will we see a repeat of what Zark did earlier today?
What was
Right.
it? I think
He
I missed
was
that game.
so desperate to force up the castle that he eventually went down to 0 villagers before calling the GG
Oh.
because he wanted to get the castle up. But yeah, I think this is a terrible matchup for the Aztecs. I think
Well, good job on Griffwich on recognizing that the unit to go for was golems.
Oh yeah, for sure. And then also for Geology Wade for still trying to make it happen with the longswords.
Yeah, which in
But-
fairness, it works out until it doesn't, right?
Yes. Yeah, I think the Aztec unique unit is faster than the militia line, but I think
I think golem is
Main-
faster than the jag.
yeah, that is for sure. And I also think that the issue then is that Griffwich had his castle up first, and we had under 100 stone being Geology Wade. So getting to that castle, you're always behind, and you need to deal with the Gulam pressure.
Yeah, pretty much. If we had done an earlier job in trying to deny the stone access, then maybe we get into Castle Age on a more comfortable position. But if Hindustanis gets into Castle Age against the Meso and they get a castle right away, it's kind of very hard to get back.
Yes. I do understand the thought process of wanting to pick Aztecs here with the relics being in the middle. But
I
it is such
don't
a...
remember the other civs he had available. I think it's Goths and Malians he could have gone
we
for here.
can switch over.
Which are decent choices in that sense.
Yes.
But I like the Aztecs choice, but it's just a really bad matchup.
Well, we had Byzantines, Goths, and Malians left.
Also, if you look at Griffwich's strat, maybe Hindustanis isn't the first civ you expect from this map. Maybe you expect something like Slavs. Even Persians, maybe. With an
Yes.
instant rush, for example. But it ended up working, no, a very nice matchup.
Yeah, no, it was maybe a bit unexpected, but overall, really well played from both players.
It was a very, very close set, even if the result doesn't say so.
Yes.
It was both games were back and forth. And
Yes,
they were
I think game 1 was so far
quality.
my favorite of the games I costed so far.
I can imagine, yeah. It's certainly been my favorite of the ones I've watched,
Yes.
which haven't been as many as you. But that was a great game,
Yes.
and this was a great set.
Yes, that was all the sets that have been played. Tomorrow there will be some more sets being played. I'm not sure if I can cast them live. Let's see. Tomorrow we have Zark versus Pisty.
Oh.
And we have Zark versus Tom Aquinas. And I might be doing Zark versus Tom Aquinas live, which is Thursday, 21:30 GMT +1, and then cast the Zark Pisty game afterwards.
I think that's a bit too late for me. So, you said GMT +1, right? 21:30.
Yes, so that should be.
Yeah, I don't think I can make it at that time, but
No,
I'll try to watch
fine.
the VOD.
That's fine. Anyways, thanks for hanging out today.
Thank you for inviting me. This
was
was very
very-
nice.
Yeah, it was very fun to do this together.
Likewise, looking forward to doing it again.
All right. Well, I will let you know if I need another co-caster. I think maybe sometime next week. Friday, Saturday, and my Sunday are probably not casting days. Although Sunday I might do that earlier in the day. So in that case, maybe Sunday, depending also on how much games are played.
Nice.
Because
We'll chat during the week then, and see
so
what we
far
can make work.
there's only Mike versus Zark on Friday, and then there is Tom Aquinas versus Mike Sunday evening late.
Zark has been very active with his scheduling. That's very nice to see.
Yeah, I think we currently have 9 games played or scheduled out of the 20 group stage games.
Sorry, what? You came really weird right there.
There is 9 games which are either played or scheduled out of the 20 games in group stage. So
Nice.
almost half is played or scheduled, which is nice. And I
That's
expect
very good.
more games to come in through the weekend, for which I then
Glad
will
to see the players.
try to catch
Working
up
out.
with that. Yes. Yeah, like I said, my weekend is kind of busy, but after the weekend, the weekdays kind of opened up. So I will try to cast games live here and there when I'm available, because I think that is the most fun for everyone involved.
Awesome. Good luck with the cast then.
Yes, thanks. For now, I will send everyone off to rest, who is doing some Castle DLCs with various ifs, so that would be very interesting for the people who have drafted some sieves.
Awesome. I'll see you. Thank you for
Yes.
having me.
Thanks for joining me, and goodbye.
See ya.